gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.GG invite lower bracket finals match taking place between Amicitia Nova and first seed Apollo Dosh. I am Alto, joined to my side by Zag, player on analysis, and Dolphin behind the camera as always, and we've got what should be a great match coming through tonight with the triple stopwatch special, Vigil, Steel, and Upward. Zag, Flair, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Like you said, we got that triple stopwatch special, so I think that's going to play into making this match a lot more interesting than a lot of people might have initially thought. I think AN are going to be a lot stronger on these maps, especially with no Koth coming through, even though Dog has been a really good performer recently, and it's just going to be an exciting match to watch and see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Also, I definitely also think these map picks could really put Amicitia in a position to come back, and we're gonna have some exciting games. Definitely. I think Paulo Dosh probably missed out on a couple of these bans banning out Swiftwater initially, but we'll see an exciting match nonetheless.
Yeah, and just to run over exactly how the map pick ban went down, we had Amicitia Nova banning Lakeside first off. Makes sense, as I believe that was the map that they played AD on in the regular season and lost 4-0. Not 100% on that, but I'm fairly certain that's what their map is. AD then coming in with the Swiftwater ban, something I find very interesting considering that that was the map that we saw Fred 5 ban against AD last week. So clearly, there's some misconceptions in terms of which, how teams are rating themselves on that. Um, Leading into AD then picking Vigil, which is the map we will be starting on. It is kind of the Arts Hispanian map, as many people seem to have caught on with. Saw a steal pick out of Amicitia Nova, which I think is probably the biggest win for them here. AD's kind of been known to have somewhat of a weakness on steal, having had close matches on it the past two seasons. This season dropping around against 2W on it in a very quick fashion, sub 2 minutes. And them having banned it against Fred 5 last week. AN bans Asheville, leading to AD picking Upward, which I know before we went live, Zag, you had some opinions on kind of the driving principle behind AD's map picks. So
Yeah, so interestingly to note is that what they did by choosing Upwards, they opted out of product. And whether or not that's because they just don't feel like they want to play product, whether or not they're going to be able to pick it against Fred 5 next week, so they didn't want to practice it, or if they're just kind of afraid of Dog and Fallen Lord going off on them, Sniper Demo Man, really impressive on that map. So whatever their reason was, they have opted into triple stopwatch. And Upward is an interesting case because they did obviously lose last week to Fred 5 on that map. It was close in a lot of regards. Pretty much every round came down to the wire, but Fred 5 didn't really express too much interest in repicking that map for themselves, so it would be AD going back to that map. So whether or not they're either overlooking AN here and just trying to get more practice for their Fred 5 match, or whether or not they think that they really would be better off on this map than something like Product against AN, we'll have to see.
and yeah, just it leaves a little bit of a weird taste in my mouth because I mean you can say that yeah AD didn't have any trouble beating AN in the regular season, but A, that was on a Koth map, and B, AD also didn't have any trouble beating Fred 5 in the regular season, and we saw what happened to them last week. And I mean you have to think that AD is the stronger team on a Koth map. They have just superior DM all around. They have more experience, and yet they're opting into these maps like Vigil and Steel that can be super snowbally, super dependent on, just one or two picks kind of going the right way at the right time, and don't have as an established meta as some other maps do. Especially again with those picks coming in, we saw how strongly Shadowway performed last week against AD, with a substitute Pyro on the team. So whether or not that maintains that this week, we'll have to track that. But I guess as we have gotten where the teams are live in real time right now, Flair, what should we be looking for going into this match? It's really out of AN.
All right. Well, for Vigil in particular, since we're coming to that first, I'm looking forward to seeing Dog 1v9 his way through the game once again. I know they had kind of Amity had a bit of a poor showing 2 weeks ago over on Upward against Fred 5, but I think maybe they'll have been ironing their kinks out right now. So, especially since Vigil's a much more demo-friendly map than Upward is on offense, especially Dog's gonna have a bit more opportunity to show his just prowess and sheer savantry over on Vigil. So on top of that, Michael Lele as well. Since I'm thinking Apollo Dosh maybe now a bit more of maybe I'm expecting a bit more of a spy weakness here. It might not be so much. It might not be quite as much of a big issue now that they're putting in Satan instead of Zukima on Pyro. But even so, Vigil's a strong spy map, and even if Michael Ayla doesn't choose to go in constantly for the combo, he'll have a lot of opportunities to open up the flank, which will definitely allow Poseidon Catalyst to pull some shots in. And then, of course, we can't go without Fallen Lord, the man. Ringing in here for Amicidia, I believe he's just going to pop off regardless of what we expect. So, yeah, just, Dog, Fallen, Michael Ayla here.
Yeah, and I do think that Fallen is another important player to bring up here, right? As Say definitely held his own during the regular season, but Fallen coming in here during playoffs to ring, it's nothing against Say, but it's very difficult to argue with Fallen, one of the best snipers in RGL since the league's founding. Gonna, have a much more close game with Shay, I would imagine, than we saw Say have in the past, so...
Yeah, and last week, Lenny did a really good job of holding back Shay, keeping that sniper in his team's favor. So whether or not Shay was a bit out of it that match, or these other snipers have caught up to him, Fallen Lord should be a really good match for him, maybe also be able to take the lead away from him, give his team some advantages. And on that Pyro note, that you brought up, Flair, I wanted to say that, like I said, Satan is a much heavier combo defensive Pyro than Zukima was, but Zukima was putting up a lot more kills and damage, so we'll have to see that trade-off, whether or not the spy is going to have to go for less combo picks and they'll have to get more damage elsewhere, which is very possible, but again, you said Dog is a monster, and hopefully he can get more heals than he did last time he was on cast.
Yeah, definitely going to look for that, but we do have gates open here. AD starting out on offense, lots of early aggression coming out of Arts, immediately going in and try to go get spam. We see AN not holding, with the new kind of potential forward hold that we saw back in their Vigil Week match against Fred 5 that kind of bit them in the behind a little bit. And Dog, well, I think he was standing still. I don't know if he was AFK or looking for a trap.
He was looking at the trap,
He's gonna get stabbed by Mad. Bit of an awkward way for him to go down, but as long as AN doesn't lose anything too big here, that gun gonna get pulled at about 10 HP. No real harm, no real foul so far. He's already back up respawn. First gonna go down without incident.
Not getting that dispenser out, okay, there you go. I was gonna say, knocking the dispenser out is really bad for the defense because the heavy needs that ammo, as there's no accessible ammo pack. Pyro also needs it, so they did manage to get everything out. All is good, and a pretty normal push coming out. Johnny going down early is gonna do a lot for the side of AD. Now there's no Pyro to deny them on their entrances. They're gonna head side tunnel here with this Uber.
Yeah, Uber gonna get popped out already here. Very late pop out from AN, should be very much in their favor. There is Satan, yeah, trying to blow them back a little bit, but Art's gonna get caught in a little bit. The gun will eventually go down. Wish gonna be taking that out, and Ronnie plus the flank really deep in through tunnel right now. But there goes Dog taking him out. Mad trades out onto the demo though. Frags being found back and forth. AN having to play a little bit further back on hill right now. But there is Catalyst getting good damage in on card. Exa and Dev both very low, but not going down. And it looks like AD is gonna be able to take second off of that somewhat haphazard Uber push. Just a better post fight, it looked like.
Yeah, not having the Pyro gives you so much space to walk forward and move in, so it was a good job by AD to utilize that pick and get forward. Even if the Uber is worse, they were able to spread out and get better positions post-fight. They had a lot of pressure in a lot of places, and Raymond getting caught out here means now heavy to defend this cliff. Arts is aggressive already, trying to get spam up, and the Spy is in as well.
Yeah, we see just there is Arts trying to get that spam in back and forth. Michael Lilly is going to take out Shay, but frags are still in AD's favor right now. That cart is getting much closer to the hill. Wish shoving it up pretty regularly as he should be. Fallen looking for maybe some picks, but going to have to back up. Will take out Dev, but here comes another Uber out. Easy Creeper only at 60%. Yeah, Johnny denying it, but there's just not any counterplay here. When you don't have Uber, you can't fight that. We do see is that Peren, she will go down. Yeah, unable to get back into spawn right there. And that is a very good third push out of AD. And with that engineer going down, there will be no sentry gun on last.
Yep, we did see Catalyst trying to get a pick onto wall at the end there, but couldn't land that last rocket. Black Box only had 3, so the defense will have full Uber here, but they have lost every point without even getting a real hold off. 2 minutes is the time for AD through 3. That's super good coming in here. They will have to contest with full Uber, so they'll likely wait 50%, unless running in Satan trying to get this force. Medic is super low, but he will save this Uber. DZ Creeper not even a pop yet, but they lost a lot of space.
Yeah, here comes Arts playing aggressively, though. DZ has to be careful here as one stray sticky or pipe could get him killed, but Catalyst and Poseidon gets stabbed as Arts goes down. Satan gonna go down as well. Here comes in Ronnie right now, but Shay gets countersniped by Fallen. The picks coming in. DZ is gonna be forced to pop. Too much pressure on him right there. But Johnny is in on wall, gonna take her down with that trademark panic attack of his, and we will finally see AN finding some ground of their own here on last, with a successful defense.
Yep, and in case you do not know, Vigil last is the best point to hold on the map. It's the easiest for the defense to make a stand, and even though AN hasn't really made one quite yet, this start is very good for them to kind of hopefully stabilize and get a decent time out here. That said, they have lost players on flank. They're 3 down, so a lot of room for AD to make space here. Flank's getting pushed. And that will be Mad getting a kill onto Catalyst, so that flank is clear. Spam onto the gun, but Soldier just gets stabbed out, gets the gun before he goes down though. So AD have a lot of players in here, both in main and on the side cliff. Spy's gonna try to make a decloak here, find anything, but he is found out by EXO, will not be able to get that pick, will go down. Raymond on the front side did get a couple good kills onto Ronnie. Micah cleaning up that sniper as well. So AN have again stabilized and gotten some more space on the last, but AN also gonna have this Uber ad to work with. Once the respawn's coming for AD, they have another chance.
Yeah, definitely. Wall coming up on 70% right now, should have Uber in not too much time at all. Nothing really looking to be threatening her right here. So we will likely see an even Uber fight. Mad trying to sneak in right now, but looks like he's a little too far off to the side right there. Micah going to be forced back from some of Ronnie's minigun fire, and Wall now coming up on Uber. Dog playing a little bit aggressive, but going to back off. Early pop from AD right here as Art's coming in. That gun's only level 2. It will go down eventually, but that's all they got. Dog now chasing in, trying to get damage. Satan going to be taken very low, but not going down. No frags traded in the Uber at all, but that's a win for AN as they'll continue to hope a Dog launch forward. Going to have to try to escape, will end up going down.
You have a couple trades on the side of Mad and Satan, as well as Raymond walking forward, getting that kill onto Ronnie. Again, he's been dominating on this angle on last, taking out the enemy heavy, and they have bought space. It's going to be completely even Ubers, as, like I said, neither team traded any frags in the exchange, only post frags. And last hold definitely shaping up here for AN. A lot of space to work with.
Yeah, and good on them, able to find some momentum, a little bit of kind of purchase in this game right now. We see Peren building her gun up very far back right there, and not been able to get it up to level 3 before due to the constant spam coming in. Should be level 3 with another couple whacks on that gun, but AD now, even Uber still as both meds got out. Wall coming up on 80%, and we'll likely see another Uber. I'd like to see them maybe milk that a little bit longer, as Wall popped super early in that last trade.
Shay's going for the side cliff angle. He could find a pick here if they're not expecting it. He has players with him reflecting spam, and he will not find the pick quite yet, but it looks like AD looking to go to the flank with this Uber. A lot of players trying to cross over that corner, but the medic can't cross with that sniper up, so Wall's still on the side while Ronnie and Arts are on the other.
Dev going in deep, gonna bomb for the dispenser, takes that out, but will lose his life in the process.
They're stalling in this push. Both teams have Uber, and AD can't find their entrance they want. They can't get their medic to cross the flank here.
Yeah, but Mad Ringney gonna get caught out coming in too, so no lucky drop gonna come in for him against DZ right here. But yeah, as you're saying, these pushes are just stalling. Uber's gonna go pop in right through main. Again, very early pop. DZ with almost a 40% lead on this wall. Skybox getting held up by the gun, will fall down. Looks like she will escape, no one able to chase out. But Arth is going to go down in that, as is Satan. Michael Lilly, the only frag down. Actually, Johnny, too, going down as well. But yeah, no ground found at all.
That's just so haphazard. It didn't look like AD knew what they wanted to do. They had their heavy demo ready to go flank with this Uber, but their medic can't get across there. You can't have your medic peek that sniper like that. So they just stuck there, wasted 20, 30 seconds, and then couldn't get anything. That said, 2 picks have gone for the side of AD just now, Catalyst and Peren. That means no Engineer to defend the gun, but it is still up in level 3 in the spawn. Neither man has Uber, both at 50, but AD are wanting to drive push this anyway.
Oh, and there they go. Ronnie able to find revenge onto Raymond, barely surviving that, getting healed back up. Peren's gun, level 3, is doing a decent amount of work right now, but that card is getting around. Ooh, he did, yeah. On that respawn, able to take them out, eases up a lot of pressure. Fallen on an 8 streak as well. Gets the body shot onto Wish. Dog, though, gonna be forced out by Ronnie. And there is Catalyst getting pushed by Dev. The Spy coming in, gonna be taken out. So Spy, or Flank, now a weak spot.
Look how
on
far in
AN.
is this. You got an arrow,
he's
saves
so
life.
far in. Yeah, good arrow by Wall. Ronnie, 1 HP on the side, gonna take out that sandwich. Here comes out the Uber. DZ has. He's using it on. Oh yeah, he will get the save onto Johnny. The air blast coming in right there. Wall gonna be trying to be caught in, but no, they get X of the cart. Up the ramp though, so it is able to be tapped in at this point. Here comes in Ronnie, finds Rayman again, but Dog will trade them out. Dog getting super aggro right here into main, forcing them back, and it looks like they will hold
good
for
play
now.
by Catalyst there. He rotated over to get cart pressure, then bombed back up the flank to clear that. He's been doing a really good job controlling this flank for AN, giving them a lot of space. That's it, cart's right up on the edge. If they don't get on, the scout could tap it in. And they will defend for now. Fallen is on an 11 streak as well, so that sniper not going down to defense, and that means, you can keep rolling off those shots. The gun is still up, but it's in a pretty passive place. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to find any cart pushers, like if the Spy decloaks on it, which looks like what's going to happen here. Matt wants that edge in.
Yeah, he's got to find something. He will get onto the cart. He will not cap it, but he resets the rollback timer, which is certainly valuable. It's now even closer than it was before, too. So this next Uber, honestly, if they Uber a Pyro in and just air blast enough people off, there's a chance they could cap this. As both meds, or DZ has Uber, Wall just coming up on hers right now. We'll likely see another push out soon.
He only wants this. Oh my god, someone needs to stand on that all the time now. The problem is it's in a sniper sideline, so it's so dangerous. And here's the Uber in trying to get that final tap in. Counter Uber is out from the side of A, and people pushing back. No one is really in with their Uber right now. No one taking advantage of the distraction. Very few players going down. Satan and Arts do get cleaned up in the end, so it's a big win. And Heavy is on the card, but he gets hit off. Wish gets that final cap because Raymond can't track him.
Yeah, unable to take him out, and even if he could, Shay landed that headshot right before he went down, allowing Wish to capture that. But I mean, that's a 9-minute time almost on Vigil after losing the first 3 points in 2 minutes. Maybe 2:15. They were able to hold last for what, six and a half minutes?
It was 2:17 through 3, 8:45. So yeah, exactly 6.5 minutes on that last defense. And for Vigil, average time is what, 6, 7, maybe a bit lower.
So AN going to be really happy with this time. I do want to, as we are in setup, Flair, I do want to throw it over to you there. What did you really see that we should kind of look forward to going into this match?
Right, you're going to want to see how the team plays around follow in particular, because on the last defense there, what they did that managed to salvage that is they just pulled the gun back, all the way back onto the left side spawn, where it's super passive. Paren is just easy access to metal and just holding up, and they just sat there on top of Fallen Lord, keeping him alive so that he could just keep shooting down into Big Door, keeping control over card, and everyone just plays in front of their sniper, in front of their engineer. So if you see how Mysidia chooses to rotate around their sniper here to make space on this offense, we can really see Fallen Lord pop off.
Yeah, but again, though, we do not want to, discredit AD here. They were the first seed for a reason. This is their map pick, so they definitely are going to know how to hold it. And we saw on Upward, or on Vigil Week, had advantages or possibilities of taking rounds against Fred 5, but were unable to come up in the big moments. Yeah, and there is Dog on the lock and load, already getting flank coverage with Johnny. They're going to take out Wish. Catalyst's going to go down to the gun, but Johnny, getting in a really interesting flank position. Dev watching him and going to probably scare him back a little bit, but anything else happening? Not really, as a bunch of them actually die, kind of getting forward, maybe going for some kind of sack. Johnny hit very low, watching the entire team through the gate. Will get
still
splashed
got
out
times
from tunnel.
so it's perfectly fine. Another combo's going to walk out here. Catalyst trying to bomb forward, catch any late people falling out. He does see Shay in that window. It's a very big C, so his medic won't get sniped. And right now, normal things coming up so far. They're going to look to line up with tunnel right now. Oh, Scout's in behind. They need to get this guy before Dog. Oh, Dog, 2 pipes onto Wish to take him
back on the stock too. Worth noting that he was just, I guess, on the lock and load for the stack. Ooh, good check by Catalyst, knocks the stickies down.
They're checking all their boxes right now. Everyone's being super careful, and like I said, they're gathering around outside of this side tunnel, looking to make their first push. Ronnie going down is a big pick by Micah, so they will be able to push forward that heavy, not getting anything. They want to go tracks with it.
Yeah, Uber up through tracks, the gun's gonna go down, no Wrangler taken out. There is Satan, he's gonna blow Dog in, but there is DZ catching him in on that. Eventually Dog is gonna be forced back, but no,
he's not taking any damage.
Yeah, Flank goes over to the side, flanks back, kills the gun again. Satan's gonna go down. Wish gets blown off of card and is gonna crater.
My god, Shay just hit 3 headshots in a row onto key targets. That demo going down in 1 hit. We said he didn't take any damage. Well, he took all of it in 1 hit.
But there is Fallen getting the SVS back in and finding himself a domination of his own. That sniper going down, but some of AD still on respawn timers means that Dog in his little airplane is going to come in and take hill control. There is Dev going in for a little bomb. He's going to take out Fallen. Dog going down to stickies as well. Arts might have had him hidden in the bush. So this push suddenly going nightmarish for AN right now as they're getting routed on this hill. DZ forced to back up with Poseidon, and AD will continue to hold second.
Yeah, Dog, he went there a bit too far, or his medic wasn't with him. Either way, he didn't get the heals he needed, and he did go down. That's at Micah getting the dome match from the other side. That's really big, so once Dog is back up, they'll be to walk forward. Both teams are going to have Uber as well coming in. Catalyst has a ton of flank pressure right now, forcing the power to look at him. If they can split the attention of AD on this Uber, they'll be really good off.
Yeah, definitely, and here they come walking in already. There is Dog. He's getting forced back by Satan, though. That Pyro able to do a lot in terms of stuffing the tunnel. Let's see how the post fight turns out, though. Ronnie already going to get that kill onto Catalyst. The gun did go down, but yep, Micah finding Wall back in-house. Almost takes out Arts, got him down to 1, but the pack respawns and he died right before that. But no heals means that AD is going to have to scurry away from this point. Shay escaping with his life, and we still have 6 minutes left for the last 2 points.
Yep, not only did he get a Wall, he also got Exo, which means the gun can't be built here. AN going to look to walk forward as fast as they can, hope to snowball this 3rd point, much like AD did. They did lose a bit of time on 2nd, but still a lot to work with, especially if they can get this point snowballed early. They have a 50% Uber ad to work with as well.
Yeah, a very good advantage for them here, and we've seen how third is just so easy for these teams to push right here, and they're doing the exact same thing we saw
Micah's
AD
on
do.
Shay.
Dog just playing aggro. Yeah, Micah, can he find anything? Not going to. Spamfest catches him up. Rayman flanking up from lower. Going to be a very good distraction. I don't know if it actually accomplishes too much.
Mad
Dev
Def has so
behind
much
card.
pressure on the flank right
Yeah.
now, getting so much damage in. The card pushers cannot stay on there. Does get sniped by Fallen, but they did lose players. So right now their Uber advantage is wasting away. They need to get in before they finally get this. But
There is Mad
with the drop onto DZ Creeper, saving his team that point, saving his team that Uber dis ad, and now they will have an advantage coming into third. 5 minutes, not undoable, but AD have footing here.
Yeah, it looks like they will likely get the cart up the ramp here. That gun staying stubbornly alive.
Johnny,
One more maybe enough. It will go down, but there comes the Uber out of wall. Feels forced to use it, and there is Johnny air blasting them off. Yeah, doing so much to deny that Uber, wasting it as they still are able to get the cap. He air blasts all of the invulnerable players off, and there is a free cap. Little under 5 minutes on the clock, and here comes AN pushing into last. Straight even Ubers between the two meds.
This is the only point in the entire game, by the way, which you can cap at a full Uber disad if your pyro does that. It's such an easy point to take for teams. That's why even though AD did lose that, they got a decent amount of time for how bad of a point is to hold.
I mean, and despite the fact though that we Vigil last is the the hardest point on the map to cap, it's not like it's not like a map like Upward Last, right, where you have so much cart time to get up and then you have that stubborn ramp at the end. If one push goes poorly, or if one hold goes poorly for AD here, you could very easily see AN just walk this in right now. Dev already going to go down, Mad still on a respawn, so there are some advantages, not too much room in yet, as Shay able to get the snipe onto Catalyst, but just some gun spamming going on right now.
That's it, the flank is dead for the side of AN, and they will lose their cart pushers off of that, Poseidon and Catalyst going down, so they're going to have to wait for those respawns to try to get people in. Both medics up on Uber now. Doesn't look like AN have sent anyone to the flank yet. Fallen's looking to get someone to go with him. That's it, Shay already picking off Raymond. The Uber exchange isn't through main here.
Yeah, and it's going to go very well for AD right here, finding tons of frags in. There is Satan finding Dog back in on ramp. He's going to get taken out by Poseidon, though, yeah. Art's playing a little bit aggro, going to be forced back, but Micah again coming in from behind, able to find his second pick onto wall. There is Dog taking out the gun.
Is down too. It's just Ronnie J here.
Yeah, Ronnie's being forced back, and there is another great shot coming out of Shay onto Rayman. Wish on an 8 streak of his own right now, so the hit scan class is on AD, really proving to be a bit of a bastion for them right now. Big soldier fight on the flank, and there is Mad winning it onto Catalyst, one rocket away on either side, but that backstab will get DZ Creeper a very large Uber ad right here, and this is going to be AN's best chance of winning this map on this push right here.
Yep, and Wish is shut down, so that 7 streak is no more. They now have a lot of space to work with. It's just the soldier watching that flank. If Fallen can get a pick here in through main, which his team is trying to allow for, they could go. But that said, they do have an Uber ad. Oh my god, Micah jump step wall on fire out of that, and they're going to go right in.
Gets her again, third time this match, a hat trick of his own. Dog now coming in, gonna take out Exa. Art's just about to die. Ronnie going down as well. Shay gets counter sniped by Fallen. All of AD is collapsing right here. Here comes AN walking that card, and Spamfest gonna get at least one air blast off, but goes down. Fallen landing one last headshot of the round, and the respawns are not enough. AN gonna come in here, take the first half against AD.
I was super worried for AD with these map picks. I even said we were talking in pregame, I was talking about how I don't think AD is like that spectacular at Vigil compared to other teams. We know it's their map, right? You know, it's the art spinning map, but that's only because they're the only ones who go out of their way to really play it. I think if other teams tried to learn Vigil and incorporate it in their map pool, they'd be just as good as AD. And we saw AN there put up such a good fight all the way through, and they do take this first map, and they're gonna be a map point going into Steel, a map that they are favored on in our minds as well.
Yeah, so I mean, AD definitely not out of the woods yet, and I mean, again, we saw 3 backstabs onto wall from Micah here, which I mentioned, we saw Shadowway have a very similar performance last week, right? I don't want to look too much into it, but AD is without their main pyro. River had been known for being very good at spy checking, and without him in there definitely seems to be a very noticeable hole in their spy awareness. And if Micah's not able to get those picks, be it in this upcoming half, yeah, they did ready up. No, it's BO3 on stopwatch. That's where we said the BO3 stopwatch Trinity or whatever we said in the lead-in, because
I can't believe they chose 3 stopwatch matches.
Yeah,
3 stopwatch.
Exactly. These matches, these are the 4-hour matches if they go that long.
Yeah. Poor Dolphin. He has something to do later tonight. Yeah. So unlucky for him.
But I mean, we're only 1/2 out of a potential 9 of the way in this. Unless AD is able to, flip the script here, get their pushes a little bit more together on last, and start protecting wall. We could be seeing AN going into steal ahead in very short time.
Yeah, they definitely are looking good in here, and I want to see AD clean up their pushes, especially last. Obviously, the first through third clean, it's Vigil. If you get the snowball going, those are easy. Their fourth pushes just look unplanned. Like it didn't look like they were on the same point at any point on that last push. So that said, they will have to defend here first against AN, and having to set the time now, AN might play a bit differently. Instead of having to play for a good time, we might see them go for a bit more riskier plays instead of just waiting to build those Ubers. So gonna be interesting to come out here.
For what it's worth, I don't think AN's last pushes looked extremely coordinated either. I mean,
they got the advantages they need from the picks though.
Yeah, exactly. They had the benefit of getting 2 backstabs onto a med.
That's because, like Flair said earlier, AN were playing really passive with their engineer back, their medic back, and they were just playing front to back. So there weren't really that many picks to be had.
I mean, Mad was getting caught out a ton in there too, but there is Mad. He's going to find a stab onto Johnny and Dog over on the flank. Knew that Dog was going to be over. They're looking for frags on that lock and load. Dog, though, able to take out the gun, actually. I didn't notice with that lock and load before he went down, so that's big, but all the frags going over to AD right now. They're actually stalling this first push a little bit by how aggro they're playing.
Yep, last half it didn't matter because AN had times 3 on the card through it, but they did lose about 10-15 seconds of time. They're going to lose a bit more if they keep dropping players to this sniper. That said, Shay will be forced to back up, Ronnie leaving as well. So a couple more seconds bought for AD, but still pretty average start coming out. No medics dying instantly.
Yeah, we will see Exa have to rebuild that gun due to, again, Dog taking it out, but I doubt it'll be too much of an issue. Already level 2, should be level 3 in no time right here. As Micah coming in onto Hill right now gets lit up by Satan, actually. Unlucky for him. He'll be forced to loop back and try again, but otherwise nothing doing right now.
There's sticks on this upper wall. If they don't see it and they drop their medic here, they pop early. Fantastic. So AN are going to be in here to trade, but Satan is Uber trying to blast us back, and he will be largely successful in that. No one even in.
Yeah, that almost seemed like, let's just Uber into them and get them to use their own Uber, knowing that they probably wouldn't be able to find too much off of it. Dog, though, getting sniped on the re-aggress. Going to be a very big pick out from Shay. Fallen now trying to counter something. I think he took a body shot right there.
This banner's a bit wasted unless they want to go aggressive with it, and we do see Soldier walking forward with Downman and the Sniper going down, so they have a lot of room to work with.
Oh, but there is Micah coming in from behind. He's going to take out Arts. Wish going down on the flank before Shay gets his 6th kill of this life onto him. So no demo there. Dev going down, but
yeah, no
Shay
classes.
Oh, railed out a headshot onto Rayman, but lived due to the fists. Going to end up going down to Fallen though. So no demo, no sniper right now. We see AN taking Hill.
Yeah, Mad did get a stab with the dog though, so the gun is going to live a bit longer. Catalyst eventually takes it out. They do get players up on Hill, but their Demo Man, Pyro, and Heavy are all dead. So Catalyst needing that trade. He does find it onto Arts, and a lot of players down for both sides, but AD still have control of the card.
Yeah, although the card has gotten pretty far around that bend, a little bit more so than usually
They
see.
need
It
to
is
keep Dog
getting
alive.
pushed back, but yeah, Dog gonna go down to Dev, and he has been running into chain deaths over and over again in on this hill. The cart, meanwhile, slowly rolling back, losing, more time as it just, they had it really close to the point, but no one sacking for it means that AD going to be content to hold on second again.
Speaking of things they've had Uber for a while now, and not trading it, so falling into that trap of wasting that trade, wasting time, they're just sitting there doing nothing while they wait for themselves to all be up at once, and they are going to pop into side tunnel here.
Yeah, they have time on cart right now as well, so but that is going to be Poseidon going down very quickly. Not too much to be found here. Ronnie's going to be dropped, so is Spamfest and Arts though. Micah gets Arts and Wall again. Flashbacks of the first half for the AN Spy right there. Able to find Wall in almost the same spot in the same context as the last half.
They got full wiped. They legitimately got full wiped so much that the Delman is spawn camping. Dog is up in their forward spawn, and if they don't have comms from this from Micah, they could run into it, and that is Arts and Satan going down. You cannot hold this third at all.
Yeah, back up, go to last. Ronnie gonna take tons of damage trying to walk in through there. Gonna hit the resup, goes in again. They keep blowing the stickies, but that cart is rolling up quickly. And this third is so easy to spawn camp with the multiple angles. They're gonna give it up.
Yeah,
they know they need to back out towards last. And there is Catalyst and Dev trading on double air shots.
That was fun.
Breda. Ultimately, probably one of the more meaningless frags in this match, but definitely one entertaining to watch.
Yeah, because it was the only thing going on.
Yeah.
That's a very impressive play by AN there. They full wiped AD and then snowballed it perfectly into a spawn camp. We don't actually see very many spawn camps come through just because of how long the car path is, but they do manage to get it off, and that saved a lot of their bad second push time. Micah getting that 7th to Shay, no sniper, means Spawn's gonna have a lot of room to work with here. Once this car gets a bit further, we're gonna see Anian take space. Bomb on DZ Creeper.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to find anything, nor that Uber, though, but Wall has been time to build up. There's Matt coming in.
He forced
gonna
it,
get
to go.
popped, yeah. gonna walk in right here. Not too much loss as they were almost in position to use, but Wall will now have full ad right here as DZ, it looks like, gonna be forced back even further. They were able to get some damage on the gun, and there is Fallen landing the shot onto Arts, but unless they can get this gun,
Nice
and Dog finally does. Yeah, Catalyst helps it out as well. The Uber now getting popped out from Waldo. They are running in. DZ is surely going to go down and will find that frag. So some good cart time gained from AN, but ultimately no ground to be had, and Wall's going to be seeing a nice Uber ad after this.
Yeah, that said, it's a defensive Uber ad, so it's not going to mean too much. DZ Creeper's already up. He's only going to be at about 5-10% dis ad, especially if he builds well. So it's definitely a good push coming in for the side of AN. They're in a good position to get an average time so far. Cart is rolling it back a bit, so hopefully we can see Spy or Scout tap that. Likely Spy. Fallen is trying to edge on the side, trying to find that pick. Micah got Wall. I cannot believe he keeps finding these picks.
Happens again, and Mad gonna find Fallen but go down shortly thereafter, and there are now 3 players down immediately on the side of AD, including that Med. There is Satan getting very aggro. Yeah, he's gonna go down. Dog finds him. That is more players getting that, you really need to keep up for a defense.
And
thankfully, there will be some
spawns
now. Yeah, but it looks like X is going to be able to keep that gun up for now. Not a concerted enough effort onto it, but DZ now going to have the Uber ad in his own favor.
No.
Fallen finding Arts again. That nasty habit of his running into sightlines, rearing its ugly head right here. Big bomb out of Dev, not going to find anything. And here comes the Uber right now. Gun going to go down pretty quickly. X is trying to save it, not too much. Satan doing his best to try to stall this, but here comes the rest of the team. They're all flooding in on Cart. Yeah, can he find anything right now? He's going to be a bit of a distraction.
He does a lot of damage.
Not able to get up the hill. That's the big thing here. Dog getting popped out by Dev should go down, and AD barely managing to hold on.
Yeah, Wish did a lot of work there, got a lot of damage and a lot of distraction. It made the AN combo split their focus, and like I said, that Cart does not make it up the hill, so not a good enough push coming in, and that was a full Uber versus 0 Uber push. So AD are going to have about a 40% advantage coming in. It's definitely something to hold on to, and they could put up a good last defense of their own here.
Yeah, should be good coming in. The Cart now rolling back a little bit. Not too much loss, but this clock has been ticking on at last for a while now. Likely over 6.5, 7 minutes already. So if AN does not pull something together soon, they're going to be looking at a time similar to the one they held AD to.
And we're going to be looking for another Micah pick, maybe a Fallen pick, because he has been peeking this angle for a while. Trying to find Shay. Both of them take a shot and both miss. Shay does need that buff back up, though. We did get body shot.
Yeah, really not too much going on right now. DZ about to come up on Uber. Dog getting a little bit aggressive, trying to scope things out, but AD content to just kind of, sit down and hold this last as long as they're willing to. Deciding going to go down, trying to get in on front, but Fallen, yeah, finds Exa. That is going to be a very easy gun kill. Uber gets forced out by Mad, actually, so a little bit earlier than DZ would have wanted. That gun's going to go down. There is Micah finding another 2 stabs. So 4 kills already up for AD, but Johnny will go down early. Wall's Uber is better, so they're going to have to kite this out, but they could have numbers ad, but there is Shay. Shay, though, able to snipe out Dog, so no Demo Man for the rest of this push. And Rayman destroying the combo, but Ronnie going to go down, so lots of ground able to be gained from Catalyst right here.
Up the hill.
Oh, really bad misstep from him. Wish going to come in from behind and clean that up. And the cart again inches away from going up the hill, but AD able to hold it.
And they're really low.
Dropping in Mad.
This is great. They have teleporter. AD can get back in here and get this car up the hill before AD's defense is even set up. There are very few up. A lot of people still in those spawn gates.
Yeah, they might finally get it up, but no, Satan gonna blow it back one more time. Get it. Just right there. Shay up, gonna finally be forced back though, and it looks like this will be the cap. Shay's 10 streak going down, but 8 minutes. Actually, a little bit better than what they held AD to.
Yeah, so... But that's in a vacuum, right? 8 minutes, still below average, not optimal. They did have a lot of problems on their last push, even in full Uber ad situations. So both teams, a lot to clean up on Vigil. It's still a new map in the Highlander, even though it's been around for, a couple of years now. A lot of teams just don't practice, they don't play it, so these last pushes do get quite sloppy often.
Yeah, and so much for that 6 to 7 minute time average, right? We're seeing 8 pretty consistently, it looks like right here. But again, I mean, this was the time they held AD to last time, and Fallen tagging up his door, Fallen Court, playing to my heart right here. But I do want to see AN have a better first through third, though. You know what I mean? I mean, first and third, pretty hard to hold, but they lost second almost instantly last half.
Oh, you mean defense?
Yeah, defense. I mean, I want to see a little bit more time on second here because I don't think holding last for 6.5 minutes is something you should be banking on to do again.
Yeah, definitely not. And especially when AD will have chances to adapt, change how they do things. Probably won't wait for a minute outside of the elbow deciding whether or not to cross your medic over. So definitely will need to do a bit better on this defense if they want their 8-minute time to hold up. Remember, it is already 1-0 for the side of AN, so if they win this round, we're going to steal.
Yeah, we have another 8 minutes here to see whether or not we'll have that third half yet. I think I've got my money on AD here, but Flair, who do you think's going to take this and why?
I think Apollodosh is going to take this again. They're seeing a bit more of what M City is doing now. They're going to be in a better position to correct their mistakes and come back in with a better game plan now. And with some mistakes that are apparently not getting cleaned up as well from their time 2 weeks ago when we saw them against Fred 5, I think they Apollodosh could definitely clean up on the disconnection between Dog and the rest of the combo and just walk right in here on a second.
All right, we'll have to see if that is what's going to happen. AN set up here, everything as they would want it. See if Shay can find any picks right here. We saw him get that really early pick onto Johnny last time that really opened up the door for that second push that was so fast, but still alive as of right now. Micah gonna go down on the back end. That's the only frag we've seen so far.
Yep, AD lining up outside a tunnel with Demo Man and Heavy trying to get spam around the corner. They're looking to wait for Mattering me here, see if maybe he can get a sap in conjunction with their push, but team just is waiting outside. They're looking to rotate a couple players on hill now as their Demo Man and Medic are outside trying to walk forward. No Ubers yet, even though both teams have, so I guess they just want to make sure everything's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, if they're able to get it, it'll be good, but here comes the Uber in from AD right here. Gun still alive, not being touched. Dev going down to the Wrangler. Good job by Peren. Satan and Wish also going down. All the frags in the favor of AN right now. That's Exa going to be hit low on the card, and Poseidon, the only one down, and there is Micah finding
perfect.
wall. I think that's the 5th time this match. Able to land that knife into her
So
back.
many medic picks. I just want to point out the difference in Spy there. Obviously, a lot happened in the push that AN did well to kite that out. Mad's contribution to the fight was he decloaked on Fallen, shot him 2 times with a revolver, then missed every other shot, and Fallen lived. That was it. He couldn't get a gun sap. He couldn't help out with post-fight. So a lot of difference coming in there with what the Spies contributed to their teams.
And we already have seen, at this point, AD would have kept 3rd, and yet they're still not even on
banner.
2nd. So definitely, yeah, an upgrade. But yeah, here comes that Battalions coming in from Catalyst. He will be forced back by Satan there. But, just, you know, good to kind of be a little bit aggressive, you know, scare them a little bit. Mad's going to find a butter knife onto Fallen in the back line. And Shay's going to snipe out Dog, so that's going to force Uber from DZ. He got forced from that already. Poseidon walking forward, going to try to find what he can. Getting in on Arts,
Wall
getting taken out
70,
the demo.
wall 70.
He will, yeah.
Find anything.
Wall gonna be safe, but DZ getting forced there gonna not be good for the long-term health of this hold. Able to get a couple kills, so they can stall this a little bit more, but I expect to see AD taking this pretty soon.
Yeah, that said, Micah is looking to go for a spawn camp on Demo here. Demo will jump, maybe find Ronnie instead. He wants something here to stall the push, because like you said, full Uber ad. It's about 50% Uber ad actually.
Dog going down
yeah,
again.
Yeah, that's like Mad makes his contribution here, gets the Dome pick, and the Uber is in. It's full Uber for 0 Uber, so AN kind of just want to back out and save players.
Yeah, Rayman likely gonna go down here, the sacrificial lamb, and Arts is chasing really deep though. He's gonna be forced back. Poseidon able to take him out there, so good job getting him to stop a lot of aggression. We see Dev getting in on an aggro bomb, not gonna be able to find anything though, so
Shay's alone in the
pretty
side
good back
house.
out right here. Yeah, he is alone there. Can he find anything?
Fallen sees him. Yep.
Ooh, good shot.
Yep, so that will be sniper advantage coming here. Not too big of a deal because AD do have to push this card before they get aggressive. That said, defense does have 70% Uber ad to work with. AD either gonna have to drive push or wait for Uber. That said, we did see what happened on 3rd last time for AN. This point is very easy to take even without Uber. So as long as they can get together, make pushes, and make space, then they should be fine to take 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to see any kind of major hold on 3rd right here. Honestly, all AN wants here is to just back out without losing too much right now.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, Arts is getting very aggressive. They are going to pop Uber here, actually. Bit of an interesting decision. Wall is very far back, so she likely will not have to pop. She doesn't even have, actually, but not going to have too much of a risk of dying. Rayman getting very aggro. Going to trade out onto Satan and Ronnie, but ultimately go down.
That banner just saved Catalyst's life.
Yeah, it did, but they do essentially lose their Uber ad for almost nothing here, so if AD's able to take 3rd and snowball that ad into last...
That's their goal. They did do it, so
yeah,
they can keep the medic alive, this is okay.
Yep, it looks like DZ is going to be safe back in spawn, Fallen using the spawn gate as cover. Might find a shot, going to be forced back by those rollers, but
That's
3.5
okay.
minutes on last. I mean, AN definitely...
I really like that play, right? Because as long as you make sure that the Uber trade happens, you'll have an advantage going to 4th guaranteed, right? Instead of having even Ubers and maybe, you know, risking bad flashes or bad timings.
I don't know if AD needed to pop, though. I don't think they really forced it out of them.
Yeah,
AD
you have
just
to
used
work
on
for
their
the
own.
force on defense is a thing, so definitely a thing to talk about in the map.
Dog
But that
really
said,
low. Here
aggressive
comes
play.
in Dev. Oh, Mad, good synced bomb coming out there. They are going to find Dog off of that. Dev almost finding Fallen, but he goes down to the no-scope. Lots of aggro from AD right here, but DZ has full ad, may pop if he feels threatened enough without his demo. Lots of players coming in. Rayman getting hurt, not going down, but oh yeah, lots of frags coming in from the flank and pick classes all at the same time. Fallen taking out Shay, going to be a big one to make sure no one else goes down as well.
Yep, and Axe is dead as well before the teleporter can get built up, so their spawners are going to have to take the long way. It's still fine though, because Wall does have 20% Uber still to build up. Flank had by AN, they have Sniper up, their gun is getting rebuilt as we speak. It's about to be level 3 and they have Uber, so this stage is set for pretty strong defense. It's 2.5 minutes left.
Bomb out of Dev. Ooh, gonna hit one rocket onto DZ, but nothing else. Oh, he got hit by something else, actually. Hit almost down to 10, but the Uber comes out right here. Can DZ save everyone? Yes, he will. No one going down right now. Johnny doing a good job denying. Art's gonna go down, yeah. Not able to keep the beam. Satan going down as well. There goes Ronnie.
Every frag.
Every frag, yeah. Going over to AN right there. Catalyst and Micah gonna be some trades on the back end of that, but nothing too major, and now the time is just staying steadily in AN's favor.
Yep, and it will be even Ubers, so as long as DZ Creeper builds this fine, there will not be any threat of that happening. Dev gonna get piped out late, so a lot of flank pressure gonna be had for the side of AN once they get the spawners. That said, Mad takes down Poseidon, so more room for them to work. We're gonna see Wish in on flank with the Spy.
Yeah, so he's gonna try to get around here that, kind of shortened flank area that we saw in the newest version of Vigil. Catalyst getting in a pretty big fight right there. He's gonna surf back, keep his life, but flank control, yeah.
Arts can't reach the pipes there. Look, they're hitting the floor and rolling down. Oh, Spine Creep DZ! Oh, he turned out just in time. That would have been the game.
Oh, but he drops! There goes Arts landing the stickies onto him. That is going to be DZ going down. Yeah, Wall coming up on Uber right there. She is in a very safe position. We see Catalyst trying to go forward, but he's going to die right there. It's all up to really Micah or the pick classes now to get this pick onto Wall. DZ should have respawned right now, so there will be heals, but no Uber.
Full Uber versus no Uber for the round, and they're gonna go
pretty much. Yeah, Wish coming in fast on this, looking for frags onto the combo. Rayman gonna try to bait it a little bit, but will eventually go down. Art's getting a ton of ground right here. Only one frag though out onto AN, but they do not have the position. Here comes Catalyst coming in onto Card, and it is consistently moving, but they've wiped it once. Some down on AD
Catalyst
right now.
Still full.
Catalyst is the only one on here. Yeah.
Can
they keep holding it? He's still alive. He's not going down.
Heal him.
DZ, yes. DZ
Dog
gets the
and
arrow.
Catalyst just. Dog, Catalyst, and DZ just 3v9 pretty much on cart to save that round. So many heals coming from the black box, heals from DZ. Everyone hit their spam there, and that cart has been saved. 20 seconds!
20 seconds, yeah, and DZ has Uber right now. If he does not go down, this is going to be AN taking the first map. 15 seconds barely left on the clock. Satan gets spammed. There goes all of the players on AD trying to get aggressive. Dev jumping in on cart, desperately trying to do something.
Oh my God,
but it's not going to be enough. 5 seconds now remaining on the clock. No one even in position for it. Exa trying futilely to get the cart forward, and it's going to be Amaciti and Nova coming up with the huge upset on map 1 here, beating Apollo Dash 2-0 and going into Steel with the potential to cause one of the biggest upsets we've seen in RGL.
That is some miracle defense stuff. We talk about Upward being a map for the miracle defense stuff. Well, move over. We have Vigil now. We mentioned that the teams aren't necessarily the cleanest on their defenses, and when that happens, it comes down to an all-out battle. And the spam classes of AN are the heroes there at the end, keeping that cart safe.
All right, Flair, hit us with the analysis you got. I'm not gonna. I'll let you speak in what you want, but
yeah, there's okay, so. First of all, Dog, throughout the whole match, almost entirely separate from the combo. You see him getting picked off so many different times. As far as I saw, Apollodosh actually did notice these things and managed to clean up these mistakes. Wall died a lot less to Michael Lele on their offense. They got a couple times when Wall did get picked off, but it wasn't quite the huge game-changing moments that you saw behind. And the big moment that really almost looked like Apollodosh was going to win for me, this time when they were pushing into last, instead of trying to just Uber in and walk into the brick wall where Peren keeps her gun all the way back on last and on the spawn, and they just kite out the Uber and force him to use early. Instead, what happens, right? Mad walks in, Butternife's DZ twice. DZ doesn't die immediately, but then you see Arts walk in and just throw one sticky over. They decide to actually sack more people in for the picks. They decide to just throw more bodies in and make sure they get that opening instead of trying to punch their heads into that big brick wall over there. And then once they got that pick off on a DZ, once they dropped him, they actually almost did manage to come in. But then, how do you analyze just a miracle play like Dog and Catalyst? It was just total 3v9 over there. They did yeah, Polidosh almost cleaned it up, but then right when you need it, Dog pulling out his huge Demo Man brain, just whiff of the old brimstone, pinch of the salts, kablooey, just fucking cleaning it up. And Catalyst also pulling it off. Just yeah, I wish I could analyze that more because Polidosh did actually pull off some really good counterplays, but at the end of the day, just Dog Catalyst just solo holding that.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about him that much during the actual game until obviously one of his hero moments, but Catalyst did so much work coming in top fragged the game actually besides Shay on that sniper. And a lot of his work was, like we said, quieter, a lot more subdued. He had flank control so much, him and Poseidon combining 17, 18 kills each, getting a lot of control for their team and allowed AN to make a lot of space, keep their players safe. And a lot of adaptations that they did, I really liked for Vigil. Like we said, Peren with that gun really far back. Arts couldn't get pipes on that. They would hit the stairs and roll down. So spam was super hard to come by on that gun. Their flank had so much control, so AD couldn't really take that until obviously they got that medic pick from. It was a really good coordinated play, like you said, to sack your spy with players walking in. You know, when that happens, if they don't have Uber and they don't have people ready for it, it will work, right? But when it comes down to it, the coin flip fight in the end went on the side of AN. Players went bigger at the moment, so we do see them taking that round or that map even.
I mean, in a lot of ways, that's kind of the dream, though, right? Like, if you're going to 3v9, those are the three classes you want. Getting those explosive damage classes when you're pushing a last, especially like Vigil, you know, where everyone's grouped up in such a small area, it's so important because those are the classes that can, you know, pull out those miracle defenses. Catalyst gets one rocket, does, like, what, 200, 300 damage
Heals
alone
25.
with it? Well, the thing, it only heals 15 now off of the new black box. It might be 25. I don't
I
remember
thought it
exactly what the
stacked
numbers
based
are,
on
but
damage dealt now.
no,
It
it
does now.
maxes.
It's
It
off
maxes.
damage.
It
At
maxes though.
20.
Is it 20?
20.
Okay. But regardless, Max is
Either
out
way,
there,
yeah.
and I think the what if scenario, maybe we're playing in our mind, is what if Satan's not on the degreaser there, and he's on the stock, and he has the more burn damage.
Yeah, because that does kill Catalyst about 10 seconds earlier. Because
yeah.
those 10 health chips keep him alive from the after.
And the other thing is that the battalion's on its own is probably counteracting that burn damage, right? He was sitting on fire at about 3 HP for like 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, just that extra 20 health really helping him out there. I didn't catch, but perhaps he was even buffed before that, so you get a 330 health tank coming in and just starting to throw out rockets everywhere with the black box sustain. It adds up quite a bit. So right at that clutch moment, those numbers coming in handy.
And another thing, too, that I think that fight is really exemplary of that we mentioned about AN earlier in the season in their game, I believe it was against Squirtye and even all the way back against B&H in week 1, is their collapses have been so good. They know how to kite out fights and then have everyone converge back in on it. They back up, bait everyone into, you know, a small area, then have everyone come in from different angles. We saw that in so many post Ubers where it's like, oh, there's no kills going on, and then 5 people on AD all just end up dead at the same time. You've got Poseidon, Catalyst, everyone converging, and it works so well.
I remember the first time we casted AN, I think it was Asheville, wasn't it? Against Squirtye?
No, it was Swiftwater against B&H.
Last season. Yeah, I was talking about this season because they're
comeback. That was this season. That was week 1.
That was playoffs last week.
No, that was
not.
B&H was only in last season. Yeah.
No, B&H was in the season in the early weeks.
That was the wild card playoff match.
He did not cast that. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it did. Either way, the first time I remember casting this season, at least, we talked about how they made so many good decisions, and they really surprised me with how they played the game. It was very coordinated, like you said, collapse in, make sure we focus the same target. And when they do that, we built them up over the season as one of those teams, you know, like the coordination-based teams. They're not gonna win against heavy DN teams. Why we don't favor them against AD in the regular season against Fred 5, and like they come in with these same strengths that we built them up for, but they have the DM now. A lot of their players are putting up the numbers. Dog 500 DPM, that's 200 more than Johnny. Catalyst more DPM, more kills. Poseidon did super good into Wish, less DPM but more kills. You know, did his job of cleaning up. Spy, Sniper, all going off, doing their job. It feels like they're just a complete team now. What we saw earlier in the season building up to here was a prototype, and they're looking so good now.
But one thing I do think is worth keeping in mind, though, when we think about DM is how many of these kills are happening because Micah starts off the frags with a stab onto wall or arts, and then everyone else cleans up on a non-complete team. And I asked that in the frame of what if this was a Koth map, right? in terms of a Koth map, your med going down doesn't mean you lose, second, which is basically half the points on the map. It means you lose point for 30, 40 seconds, right? It's a lot easier to come back from those small missteps and requires you to, basically play at a higher level for a longer period of time on Koth in order to win. And would AD be able to do that? I mean, maybe not, considering how Fallen's playing, how Dog is playing. But I think it would have been a lot closer for AD, and we would have seen some rounds taken back on their side.
Yeah, and to build on that, I don't think I agree with the assessment, at least with what you guys thought at the beginning of the season, with City being a coordination-based team, especially since my experience playing against them is pretty much solely they sit around Dog and they just let him frag out and they all come in afterwards, because they, as we saw in the Upward match with against Fred 5 before, they didn't really have that much coordination, and it kind of broke down a lot more towards the end of the season, really showed. So maybe just coming back in now, they're kind of cleaning it up a little bit, but I think they've always just been kind of an instinct team. You see what's going on, they just want to come in when they see someone else on their team fragging. So
funny how we have different, just opinions on that, because what I saw was that against other, like middle tier teams, I guess in the beginning of the season, like Squirtye, they weren't out DMing Squirtye. When they played Squirtye in Asheville, they won solely off of their own coordination and the lack of coordination on Squirtye's own, part. Same reason why they beat B&H, honestly, because B&H, despite not having a good season, pulled off a round off of them, and that was a really crazy match, because we saw basically all the times that should have lost won, and vice versa. But to me, it felt like when they played the bigger teams, that coordination, it just wasn't good enough to overcome any DM discrepancies. But we're seeing maybe it's the DM improving. I think Fallen's definitely going to be probably the MVP of this match, if not Dog, for how much he's been able to do in terms of getting key picks. But they are going to have to hold against AD on Steel now, and I think they're in a good position to do that.
Yeah, we talked about last match so much. We haven't really introduced this match. We have Steel now. This is AN's pick coming in, so I would say they're light favorites to take it at this point with what we saw on Vigil, and this being their preferred map pick, which we know AD isn't really fond of. AD will be starting up on the offense here. They have the 3x3 on first, and Exa has his guns. So he's going to want to move that into E. We do know Exa likes to do a lot of E shenanigans, and the push in is in B here. Sap on the gun and before Ubers get traded.
Yeah, Exa, a very big fan of getting that gun behind in Wishbone, not even going for the E cap and just using it to trap people in on B. Gets that teleporter in on C sometimes too. Ronnie gonna be almost wrangled down from Peren's gun very far back, which did manage to go down. We saw some frags being traded back on B. Dog, one of the big casualties, as was Rayman. But lots of players on AD dropping as well. Here comes the bomb in from Catalyst, going to make it back up onto Cliff.
That's such a good bomb, because now they don't have upper control. They have to back out here or counter bomb him. Dev's going to go for the 1v1, and he will look to win that. So good play by Dev to make his space for his team.
Yeah, definitely heads up capitalizing on that. And we're seeing kind of a back B hold here, which you don't see too often. Shay respawning, going to force them back, as that was only available because he was dead. And it looks like AN going to be losing B pretty quickly here. The Ubers had already been traded. We must have missed that pop, or at least I know I did. But yeah, the cap coming through and going to be forced to back out from AN here, so a good B push to lead off for AD, trying to put Vigil behind him.
Yeah, I think a lot of AN's priorities there actually went to shutting down X's flank gun, because we did see that go down early, as well as Wish on the flank, so they did a good job shutting that down, but they neglected B, and like you said, B did go over pretty fast for AD. A minute and a half is a good B time, so now they're going to look to push Wishbone here. Both teams do have Uber back.
Oh yeah, Fallen staying in that connector, gonna get the kill. Now, this Wishbone hold is good in the fact, especially when you're able to have your sniper unit get 2 key picks like that. Fallen almost landed the shot onto wall there. But those gates up top have opened, right? And they're gonna need to back out of that, or else they risk getting trapped here. And
yeah, or they need Spy to call it.
Oh
yeah, have a gun actually watching it. That's pretty good.
Already in, yeah. Peren's gun is a lot more forward.
So C-gun and not E-gun means your flank has to do a good job holding E from the pressure, and that's not happening. AD's flank is in on D, killing Micah and Catalyst, so they have a complete advantage here on E. If they start stacking the point, AD or AN are going to have to make a decision on what to hold.
Yeah, Dev can very easily get in heaven. X's gun is coming up in Wishbone, as AN was forced out of it right there due to the height disadvantage. The cap time coming in right now. X's level 1 is being built up there. Again, Dev is in heaven.
On flank. AN have to rotate here.
If they can't dislodge Dev out of heaven, they are going to be in dire straits right here.
Ooh,
but there is Catalyst. That
They have a
trade is
level
going to
one,
mean
though.
a lot.
They have a level
Yeah.
1, so the scout can't jump on point. They need to rotate people.
Oh, the Uber's being traded out in Wishbone, though. They can very easily get that level 1 now, thanks to the Force Spec. But there is Satan. Can he get anyone into the pit? He cannot, but Dog is going to go down. Wish getting hurt by Raymond, but he's going to be forced back right here. And Wish is just solo capping this. The gun down, though. Let's Poseidon jump on it. He's going to get lock and loaded, but Micah able to clean it up. Dev now on point. Johnny lower. And they might just take E right off, right just like that.
Yeah, they need to get spam classes in. It's almost capped. No pain train on Dev could cost it if he dies here. That said, he does get taken out by Callus at the very end, but it's still super close. C should be seated at this point. You're too worried about the E cap, and it looks like it will be what happens. AD gonna go take C for free as Gun and Stickies are up. So AN kind of stabilizing from that near disaster, but still interesting play coming in. I liked how AD rotated to Wishbone to try to catch them on their E defense. And like you said, if Satan got people into the pit, that could have been the game.
Yeah, I mean, just barely, one more player being on that point would have been enough right there. And again, if Dog had been on, or Dev, had been on Pain Train, that could have been it. Those stickies from Dog, admittedly not covering much ground, 2 of them on there in not central positions, but they have gotten the lobby hold set up.
Arch is in. Arch just inted to lower into Catalyst, and then Wish got cleavered.
Oh no, but that is going to be Catalyst going down. Ronnie coming in, avenging his teammates, and he will have the spawn advantages there.
Yep, AN have moved into the lobby hold, is interesting to note. They're going to see D, Gun is on power spot up and Heaven up there, so we haven't seen the...
Art's going up from lower to spam it.
Yeah, we haven't seen the death holo push. They're looking to just go through Wishbone. Friend going to try to keep it up with the Rescue Ranger bolts. He's going to keep it up for now. We'll have to move it, or someone's going to pressure out Arts. Ronnie's going down there as well, so...
Arts blew all 8 stickies and 3 lock and load pipes trying to get it, and he's not going to get it again. And there comes in Catalyst. Oh, he's going to not be able to... Yeah, Dev able to protect him.
That's good to protect him.
Ronnie gets sniped, though. Wish running past the entire team in lobby right here, and I don't know what AD's really doing.
This is their only play, is to bomb the engineer. Someone needs to help him, though, from the soldier bomb. Pren getting very low, and she will lose that gun, so now AD going to walk on point fast.
And there is Dev trying to jump up to Heaven, doesn't end up landing it, but there is going to be a lot of players from AN going down. Yeah, the Uber's popped out of AC, but yeah, there goes Rayman, knocked into the pit, a sacrifice for the pit god.
This is so hard to come back from. You're down your Heavy, you're down your Engineer, and there's level 2 on the point. They will have those gate spawns, but those are being spawn camped by Demo and Sniper very shortly.
Dev going down, thankfully, means Heaven is Catalyst to control, but Ronnie's getting up there now, and that's not who a soldier wants to fighting. He's going to kite him, though. Cap time coming through, it's Med and Scout on point.
needs to help with the gun, or Sap.
Yeah,
they need to get this gun.
They need to, but it's very difficult just because of that angle with the Wrangler. Catalyst trying to...
Cal's got 2.
Yeah, able to get them in there. And there is Fallen landing Ronnie as well. That Heavy's a huge bunch of meat going down. Catalyst gonna go down to Arts. That's a huge pick, getting that soldier out of Heaven.
They need to kill Dog.
Gonna force them off point. Yeah, but Arts just sitting on it. 85 health, not getting healed. Someone else is gonna take his arrow.
Too. This is over.
Yeah, no one's doing it. There goes Dog. He's able to get Arts off the point. There is Dev. He's trying to bomb him, but he doesn't see him missing rockets.
Dog has actually got 3 there.
But it's just Ronnie. No one else able to defend it. Fallen not in a position to snipe people off. Yeah, the gun goes down, but I don't think it's going to be enough. AD comes in after a very, very extended E siege and end up with a 6-minute time, which ultimately I'd say is pretty average. And
yeah, that's fairly average for ACE. Definitely a lot of good play. Definitely a lot of could have been better, especially with the group focus onto last, losing some players sometimes where you could have had a bit better pushes. That said, good overall from AD. They valiant effort, even though there's so many things in that game that were standard. It's hard to really analyze it because nothing really drastic happened aside from the near E push. Obviously, if Dev has the pain train, then we're looking at this a lot differently. But
yeah, I don't know if I entirely agree with ANC strategy either of stacking the gun and the entire combo there, because when you hold in Wishbone like that, you're very... Yeah, and they did not. All it takes is AD sending 2 or 3, 3 or 4 people really there, and they win that against the Scout and Soldier.
Once Fallen got those 3 snipes onto Wishbone, I went to watch the flank play exclusively, and it looked like AN's flank just weren't playing and fighting the same things that time. I don't know if it's they just weren't up at the same spawns, they didn't really go to the same places on spawn. Either way, AD's flank moved as a unit, and they got pick after pick there. We even saw them spawn camp players after a point, which led to that E getting nearly capped. So it's a good play coming out from AD to make that work.
Alright, while we're capping A right now, Flair, what are we looking for AN to do here if they want to take this first half and put themselves on match point?
At this point, really, considering how Apollodosh approached their offense, we can expect to see pretty standard stuff here on their defense as well, so you're just going to need to see the basics of Steel The only thing I'd say is a little different is because X has actually got a gun holding on upper. They're going to need to rotate a few more extra people to try to get this gun off the concrete, along with the soldier and this heavy. That's exactly what you see what they're doing.
Right away, they know they can just ignore the gun up there if they really have to. They go in for that, force out the Uber. They're not going to find any frags, though, sans the dispenser. So the gun is still going to be up there, not going to be forced down, but can maybe see a little bit more of maybe an aggressive play here. Micah in the back going all the way around
he wants to get
decloak off. Yeah, but Wish is going to see him as he decloaked a while back.
You gotta hold tab when you're playing Spy. Watch this spawn. Poseidon's bonking in again to try to get distraction on the gun with spam behind him, and he will force the Rescue Ranger back.
Yeah, it is going to be pulled back right there, set up in the center position. Johnny very aggro in, almost got arts, but
I don't think he meant to do that.
Overheal probably would have been enough to save, or was enough to save him there. More frags, only just going in AD, as you know, B is probably, I'd even argue B may be harder to push than E, you know, in an optimal defense scenario.
Pren's fighting Wish in Death Hallway for a teleporter placement. Wish will win that one and take that out. So Pren going alone. You really want to have someone to score your engineer if you want to try something like that, but they will not get any ground there.
How surprised would you be if the teams traded each other's maps? It's not like we've ever seen that before.
Yeah. We still have a lot of time to go. Granted, it's not looking very good for A, and they don't have a foot in anywhere on the map. No engineer business going on, no players, and they are going to rotate their combo straight to E. It looks like they want to try for this. No gun.
Even on Poseidon behind him in Wishbone.
Yeah, Poseidon is behind Wishbone. He was scouting out that rotate to tell them to do it.
Oh, this is really good. Catalyst is really aggro in Wishbone right now. They need Rayman to cross here. They're camping the E gate, but they're not
scared of the pyro air blasting.
Camping Wishbone. Yeah, they needed to get in their way aggressively. Rayman's going to go down. That's not going to be enough. They don't have too much cap time, and there is wall dropping though. Dog able to get tons of kills with Catalyst spamming from the side. That is a full combo right
they just got 4
from the side of AD.
The spam classes. It's just the spam classes again doing all that work after
Catalyst and Dog, the miracle twins from Vigil doing it again.
Behind the shutter. He's trying to get a look in, but he's going to rotate off because the ski is shuttered. It's so close to being capped, actually. If this can get a bit more in, this does what
no one's here to stop it. Shay needs to get the scout here. Otherwise, they lose this. The players all coming back in from B. DZ's going to use, but the Pyro's right there. They go right into the bit, but now there goes Wall, Arts, and Shay. They're all dying. Poseidon's back on point. He's going to be forced off by the soldier, but I don't see Dead living much longer. Into the pit, his ragdoll goes. Wish is going to go down there. Only Ronnie and Exa are alive.
No Pain Train, guys. Go Pain Train, please.
Catalyst is on it, but Ronnie has to walk all the way around through Wishbone. That is one slow heavy. Dog's going to jump onto the point to help seal it.
He uses player's arrow. It's over.
Yeah, that's it. Catalyst? It's just Catalyst. Can Catalyst stay alive? He can! Oh, and Amicidia Nova is on match point, threatening to knock out the 1 seed Apollo Dash. One more half is all it takes, and they will secure second place and go on to face Fred 5 in the grand finals.
Dog and Catalyst just... It feels like every time we're calling their name in tandem, they're just 2v9ing the game. I don't know what it is with these two. Where have they been for all these years? But now they're finally coming out in lower bracket finals to go to grands. Keep in mind, there's money on the line in this match right now. Loser goes 3rd place. Winner's guaranteed at least 2nd. So they're playing with everything they have.
Yeah, just great play out of... I mean, actually, I don't even know if I want to say great play. Like, Dog and Catalyst just Thanos snapping the entirety of the AD combo in Wishbone. I mean, it's a good play in the sense that, like, they performed well as players. That's what they needed
to do to win that scenario. But is that scenario optimal? No.
That's not what you should be banking on.
Yeah.
Like, it's the... I've said it, I feel like hundreds of times at this point. The way that you can AE a team is you need to get your combo in the C section of Wishbone. You need to get in there because what that does is that basically there's nothing that's going to flank you, right? Unless they go all the way around through D.
Keep in mind they also have to makeshift that because they don't have an engineer ready. Normally you have the gun watching the front spawn gate from B to E with a Wrangler, right? But you don't have that. So I like what the adaptation they did of Dog holds the shutter by himself, and you have Raymond and co. Raymond and Catalyst, right, pushing a Wishbone and be that tandem to kind of lock them out. But Raymond didn't have enough support, and he did go down early. That's when the Thanos snap happened, and Dog rotated off shutter. Great play by him to know you have to rotate there once Raymond dies.
And good by Catalyst to come in from the C side of Wishbone too,
yeah,
right? They didn't all walk in because they had 2 different angles in. But again, like, you need to get your team into that Wishbone angle earlier. You need to, because again, you're always so scared of the pyro blasting you into the pit, right? So the solution to that is get further in there.
And like you said, they did have Poseidon. They did have Poseidon forward there, so he knew they weren't there yet.
Yeah, and again, I mean, credit to them. So it feels like it was kind of misplayed on both sides, honestly. Like, a better team
But
would have.
again, it's just AN were the clutch teams. They were the clutch ones in that scenario. And
Yeah.
while dropping her whole combo to spam there isn't what you need to happen if you're AD. So many mistakes costing them so much in this match, and it might even have costing them their entire chance at finals.
There is Mad Ringy hiding in the full health pack. Gets caught out and slowly butter knifed down.
You know, on
As,
B.
on A. The little shack with the full health pack.
Someone
right
should do the
outside of
Zagron
spawn.
decloak on the corner to try to drop the medic. I like that one.
Aiming it after yourself now, that's...
Yeah, I'm the only one who's
little
ever
conceited.
successfully did it in a match. Fight me.
But yeah, we are going to see the A-cap come in. Lots of players, including the Heavy, and they're going right into lobby right here. Mad Ringme has been decloaked
They
here.
want to throw the knockout
Ren
button
gets
right
stabbed,
now.
no!
Yeah, so no
That was
engineer.
really close, but
They did
yeah,
it last
they're
time.
already
Okay,
in here.
AD's faster here. They're already here.
Yeah, they're already in here right now. If they're smart, yep, Dog's backing out into lobby. They're going to go right back down into drop down, I
got
think.
Shay too. That's so big for B. Now B is a lot more free.
Oh, they're not even going drop down. They're just going spawn right now. Yeah, going to take the
It's better to go spawn. You
safer
don't get
path.
sticky
But with
trapped.
Shay dead, you can walk out here. Unfortunately, the rotate not going to matter too much, as everyone has rotated back on, so it's not like do the out rotate
The
kind of
flank
thing. There,
one.
but yeah,
for
Catal's going to
AN.
take out
They have to worry
Dev
about that
over
now
there.
from Wishbone.
Catalyst is in deep right there. He's in like lower E area right now. He's going to jump onto point.
Uber exchange in from the side of B here. Micah trying to flank in behind. He does get Exa, so the gun has no Wrangler now. It does go down. The trade was even on both sides, but the post situation is in favor of AN, especially with Micah coming back in onto Ronnie. His sling down wall. Oh my god, he
How
gets every
many
frag.
times can he find her in one match as AN running into B right here? They're going to get a very fast cap. Faster than AD's, definitely. And if they can play the rest of the map like they did last half, we could be looking at our grand finals.
Yeah, AN with such a good play to force rotates out to get people out of position. They found their picks, they found B, and now they're going to have it 50%, 60% even. Uber ad and C is free. They're going pretty safe at this point to go C. It's still the normal play. They need to save Dog, though. He is up and alone by himself, so does get picked off. That said, they got Wish in return. Ronnie also very low. Poseidon and Johnny pushing forward into this choke is good. They do lose Poseidon, so a lot of players going down for AN here.
Johnny's just going to walk away from Ronnie in that weird little overhang angle. That's going to be Catalyst going down, though. Lots of players dead here and respawning for AN, so not really going to be considered. But
Mad
easy
wants
in
to-
lower. Here comes in Ronnie. He's going to force out that Uber. Heads up play by him. Here comes Johnny in now. Arts is going to be trapped in the back side of this area. He's going to go down to Poseidon, and somehow that Uber finds them. 3 frags onto some of the key members there. Wish going to feed in afterwards. Mad taking out Parent on the backside, going to potentially stop any E shenanigans. But C goes over to AN very shortly after they get B.
Yeah, it was just such a good play to get in there and collapse. Like I said, the Uber didn't really look favorable at the start, but they found all the key picks they needed. Art's just getting picked off away from his team. They lost Heavy as well. And while they did salvage E, they got Exa with the gun into heaven. It's at the cost of C. We'll have to see where they want to go now
with
for the side of
Ronnie,
AN.
they get shredded in Death
Yeah.
Hallway right there. DZ's going to go down to Arts, then the momentum there just pretty much all cancels out. There is Poseidon, the lone player on D, but the entire might of AD forces him back. And 2 minutes, sub 3 minutes through C is a great time. They already have the tellies into Wishbone, and they might just focus over to E right here as the bridges onto point are almost fully extended.
Yeah, that said, Wall does have a 60% ad to work with, so they will have a defense here. They're going to rotate their combo into lobby, as we've seen become pretty standard right now.
Micah just got hit by some explosion and just surfed basically all the way into heaven right there. Can you get the decloak?
Oh my god, he surged onto the Shay pick, and Exa can't kill him because he's distracted. He's going to go down from the spam. Great play from Dog to collapse on distraction.
Oh
And they
man,
have E.
that was so big right there. All of that E defense just completely went in. Catalyst in upper right
They're
there.
stuck in lobby.
Dev
with
trying to
Uber.
fight him, but Dev goes into the pit. There he goes.
That's okay.
Misses the rocket jump and flies in.
AD need to pop out here. It looks like Almasy was
They're gonna
taking the
drop
fight to
Arts?
them.
Yeah, they're walking in, not letting them get in and stop the pusher, the cappers. Very good job. They will, fortunately for them, make it into like the kind of main area
Dog's
right there.
overhealed, so there's no way he's going to die here unless he gets sniped.
Yep.
He's doing so
Catalyst
much work.
finds Mad still up in heaven, being a nuisance. Axel switched over to minis in desperation mode, and here is Arts. They're trying to fight from lobby, but
The combo's dead,
Satan
it's just
goes
Arts.
down. Yeah, Ronnie got sniped out too. No, Heavy. If they can get out Arts or even just zone him,
Spies
it's
on
free
them.
cap time.
They're distracted. They're so distracted right now.
Yeah, Micah gonna get some pistol shots onto Wall.
Dog is
Will
pushing into
barely
lobby.
escape.
That's
Yeah,
such a good play.
they're forced out of lobby entirely. Micah behind, just kiting, being a nuisance. They have to be so present of him. He's gonna find the shots onto Shay before it goes down. You should not be getting that, and it's enough of a distraction out of Micah that the cap time's just going up. That's it. Satan, can't get the kills down, and we're looking at a sub 5 minute
4:45.
time.
That is such a good time for ACE. They did everything right there, and like they're playing super well. Everything they're doing is they're taking advantage of every single one of AD's mistakes. They're playing perfectly for what they're being given right now, and AN do definitely deserve this time. But AD are just flubbing a lot. They're being late on pushes. They're not making space when they need to. They're just getting caught. I don't know what it is. They just look off.
Micah is doing so much this game. Like, it's impossible to give him enough credit for what he's doing. I mean, even if you want to say that surf that he had while invisible might have been a little bit of like a freak accident, he got he got into heaven, stabbed Shay.
He essentially got the
doorway.
sniper, NG, and gun with that one surf.
Yeah, exactly. Just absolutely flew in and carried the team and opened up that entire thing. And then Dog, again, I mean, been one of the big performers, but him and Micah then almost like 2v whatever the entire AD combo in lobby, forced them back. And then Micah, while at 3 HP and getting hunted by an entire combo, finds 3 shots in a row on Shay, takes him down on the health pack, and removes the sniper from being a threat. And like, feels like everyone again is just firing on all cylinders, and Dog gets arts with a trap just to lead it off, you know.
Yeah, it won't be too big of a deal. Like, so A has to get capped, so
Oh,
it is.
Micah, they killed Exa on A and got his level 3 already.
That's super good for them. Now that we know AD, Exa would have liked to try that with only 5 minutes on the clock. They definitely would have liked E pressure, but with that gun being slow, they're going to lose at least, 20 seconds building it up again if they want to try that.
Yeah, just
and every second counts.
So many like small 5-10% plays going in AD or AN's favor right here. You know, that gun going down is just might not be round defining, but if it comes down to it, that 20 seconds X is gonna have to rebuild.
Raymond is caught here. He's gonna get killed 100%. Yeah, it does go down. Didn't have anyone supporting him. You need your soldier up there with you, but the soldier was busy fighting flank.
Ronnie's gonna be in upper now. They can see him because of that that clear fencing. Yeah, Dog trying to spam over the little fence to damage him. But here comes out the Uber. Mad will get the sap on the gun. It's going to go down immediately. Dog blasting them all back, as is Johnny.
Wish is sandwiching them. It's so hard to get.
Yeah. Wish is in on DZ. Gonna take him out right there. And it's going to be a very convincing B push. Dog kiting to the back of B. Cannot find the pack. Wish hunts him down. Exa and Dev going down on the flank fight to that Catalyst continuing to have a big presence here. They're going to cap B, and they need to go for E or... at least try to alphabet pretty quickly. Yeah.
They're already in on C. The flank fight did
really
go completely for AN, so they don't have any ground on E. So they're going to go straight to C with their combo.
Yeah, I really like having your combo in on B before, it even starts. Shay able to find a pick onto Poseidon, only going to help this go.
With more than one, guys. There we go, times 3.
Any faster. It looks like AN's just giving up C at this point.
You have to.
Yeah, they're looking to just, they know they're going to have to pull out the E, the DE hold here for the next 3 minutes, and... I mean, 5 minutes is not the best time to try to push into, but they've made quick work of B. Definitely doable for AD here. Not gonna let their season go down without a fight.
Looks like my game has crashed here, so you're gonna have to solo cast for a bit, Nick.
Alright, perfect. Then we have seen AD rotating back into Wishbone. Dog, one-man armying them, forcing them out. Ronnie caught in lower, almost gets Catalyst, but goes down to the Cleaver. Flank helping each other out. Poseidon now going in, cannot find the chip shot onto Catalyst before he gets the full pack. And there is Wish attempting to trade with Poseidon, but they keep tag teaming out. Shay in upper gonna be that A window trying to get damage in on the gun, and there is Mad taking out Peren. So An's gun is down on E right here. Exa has a level 1 up in Wishbone, but Satan's gonna force him back. Wish still in lower E right here, finally gonna find his pick onto Poseidon on a 7 streak of his own. Catalyst takes out the gun, but it will cost him his life, so 4 players down for AN as AD starts to get on the point. Ronnie and Dev both getting up into heaven as the Uber gets popped out from lobby by AN. Traded by AD right here, but no frags really being traded as AN is getting spawns in. Dog trying to do damage, but it looks like he will get caught out right here. Finally goes down as Wish's 10th kill. Satan going to be really the only major kill they find right here. About of a quarter of a way for the cap for AD right here, and they have full control of East. 5 down on AN right here, and this could be them taking their first half of the map. Yeah, really not too much going on right now. Micah trying to just revolver them from lower DRs, and here comes in Catalyst. The gun's gonna get sapped, and Catalyst knocks some people off the point, but unfortunately not going to be enough. Wall goes down to a double dunk right before the round ends, but AD gonna come back and say, you are not sweeping us out of this season. We're taking at least one half here, and we are tied 1-1 on Steel.
I just got back into the game. Perfect.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. To leave you out a bit there, but from what I heard and I was watching the stream, it looked like AD finally got their pushes coordinated, right? They actually made sure to clean up picks. They actually made sure to get that space made, and Like you said, they will not get swept in this grand finals, even though that was a very impressive time from AN. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, that B push really, I think, is what it came down to because they were able to open the floodgates that quickly. You just really need to, just come back in, and it gives them so much more time to work with as opposed to if they'd gotten held another minute or two right there. But yeah, I mean, wish we can see the stats right there. Not too much to really talk about
16
because
and
of that,
5.
but yeah, your scouts going 16 and 5, almost doubling everyone else's kills. Mab was the only one even with a half of his kills right there. Dog, again, trying to do the most that he can. Micah, Catalyst, all top 3, usual suspects on the scoreboard right now. But just AD was able to execute there. They were able to get B so quickly and then, just spread out, get the kills where they needed to take control of E.
Yeah, and keep in mind, since they were at match point the fastest you could be, if AD does manage to come back and take this all the way, much to Dolphins' dissatisfaction, it would be a reverse sweep
Yeah,
in all technicalities.
Well, would AN taking a half on upward matter here or no?
I guess it would.
I mean, if you want the full, the full 9 halves, which we're now reaching the 5th of those, or no, really, yeah, the 5th. I guess we missed one on Vigil, so.
And either way, AD trying to make their own statement for the final grand finals spot against Fred 5 coming in, and we'll have to see what this round meant for the mentals of both teams, right? Because for AD, they looked really distraught for most of the match so far. Hopefully this gives them some confidence to kind of keep fighting back and keep going. And for AN, they were really on the cusp of it. And when you go in on match point with a sub 5-minute time on steal, in your mind, it's already looking pretty good. The outcome is favorable. So for them to not get that round, hopefully they won't get too out of it.
Yeah, Flair, what was AD able to do to, take back this half after not being able to have any success before this?
It really seemed to me like City Nova just started to overplay their hand. They started getting a little overconfident in little ways here and there. The thing that really brings up to mind here is especially after City collapsed on B. So what they did is they lost upper, but then they still continued to play way too close on the bottom. Rayman, of course, took the teleporter back up, but then he overcommitted there. And then what happens is City they don't come back. They don't pull back and start trying to passively hold B. They still hold super close, but then they don't shut Apollodosh out. So out of those big misplays, Apollodosh manages to take B away from them, walk right in, and start off that near wipe. They just collapse right onto C, get that cap, and get huge momentum off of that. And just seems like instead of maybe trying to use the fact that they had a sub 5-minute time and just play this really safe, trying to make sure they got simple, reliable plays. Maybe City Nova got a little too overconfident, a little too cocky, and just threw a couple of moments here and there. Despite some really good plays here and there, just they need to be able to come back in, keep a level head, and make some good, simple, clean decisions.
All right, and I guess I'll follow that up by saying, who do you think's taking this this point right here? This rubber match, the rubber half here, and why?
Strats-wise, a lot of the teams are... Apollodosh is doing simple, clean, textbook steal, right? So if you do it well, it works. If you don't, it's just... You start racking up the time. So it's really hard to call it based just on that. I am going to say Apollodosh maybe takes this back, if only because of the morale boost. Just with a clearer head now that they've managed to take this round back, now they've managed to shut down some of the clownier aspects of Ann's play, they should be able to come back in here and maybe start feeling a little better about themselves. So let's take it away.
Yep, and AD will be starting out on offense here to try to keep that momentum going from their last round offensive success. Fallen getting hit early from that sniper of Shay. He's running the Sydney Sleeper, which is pretty funny. I don't know. I don't know why I said anything. It's clearly fine. Fallen's
Shay right away.
Oh, I got Satan too. Stop running the piss gun. Why are you trolling in a match?
You just hear, every time I hear that sound, it just echoes back to days of my past pub sniping with the Sydney Senate RG. Fight Shay again! There's someone covering Wee back in the spawn. There's Arts getting covered again.
What if that's actually the play, because you can only see feet when through that window, right? What if that's just known? That's just the strategy.
This is some high level research we're seeing right here coming out in a critical moment. But I'm getting messages that Space Ghost told them to do that. The Uber coming out very quickly right here. Johnny doing a good job stuffing.
It's actually
all
denied
back
this time.
in.
No sap.
Yeah, no sap either. That gun may finally go down, but there goes Satan flying off into the cliff. The gun will finally go down, but
if they
Johnny...
keep dog life, this is one.
Yeah, Johnny... Oh, they can't. Dog's gonna go down. Ronnie over in on the health pack. Wall did go down. So it looks like we may see the B push actually come out despite the losses from AD. DZ going to keep ad, but not even by much, as they're going to be forced to give this up, and another blazing B push out of AD.
Yep, Dog just wasn't able to get support there on that cleanup, so they couldn't get anything done. Cal's gonna pop his banner to try to stall this Wishbone push. It's a good idea, but alone it doesn't really mean much. He will get pushed out in the end. AD are gonna walk right past him onto C.
Yeah, again, there is more of a defense
they
here,
want to
actually.
contest now.
Not as big as it was before, but yeah, Dog's going to be hit already. Art's getting a lot of damage, and there is Johnny finding Wall! Just hitting the WM1. That's the second time she's died to him in only a minute and a half, really 2 minutes right here. Wish in the middle of the combo will go down, unable to find the shots onto Dog.
Raymond got 3 cleanup kills from that pedestal, getting
Catalyst
so much
whips
cleanup.
Shay for the style points on top of it. The C defense coming out from AN here, what was missing last half.
They gotta watch out for Mad,
big
though.
Stop. Yeah, is he going to be able to find anything in the back? Ooh, he's in a good spot.
Check with the minigun.
Rayman's kind of looking right at him.
Perrin
bumps him! Oh, there he goes in lower. It looks like he will escape for now.
AD are back, they're back in Wishbone. They drop out to the sticky trap, and Satan right after Dog doing so much work in this choke point to deny AD any room.
Oh man, Thanos Dog snaps and 4 people on AD disappear. I don't want to run that meme out because, I mean, Thanos Chubbs was really the highlight of last match, but just instantly, I'm talking, you know, a second and 4 people are dead. So,
Blink
AD
is going in the side
not
ban
having,
as well.
yeah, not having the momentum that they had in the last half, we're gonna have to see them manufacture some of their own. Level 1 up for Exa and Wishbone, but
Shay tried to get a surprise shot on Cliff, but Friend instantly wrangled the gun at him, trying to as well deny him. Shay is on this Cliff looking for some kind of angle in to find the medic, and he will get rocketed down. Great play by Friend there. Poseidon gets stabbed on the flank though. Callus going down means AD do have flank control, and they're going to rotate people onto E to try to contest it now. Make AN split their focus.
Beren didn't even actually get the rocket kill. She just let the Wrangler go, and then the gun auto shot Shay because he was too far forward on Cliff. But Dev is in heaven right here. That could be very big should an E push start to come through. And we are going to see Wish on it right now. All of AN is still on C. They're going to need to rotate in onto this. Johnny getting aggro, but he's going to see the entirety of the AD combo there. Both teams have Uber. Dev gets knocked out of heaven again.
That's
Catalyst
big.
consistently able to get that, and there goes Wish. The flank is down, and so are most of the E-cappers. So
it was a great play by Dog there to rotate and help get Wish out of that spot. So now that they have full control of the flank, they can focus all their efforts onto Wishbone here. And both medics have had Uber. AD need to make something happen because they've been sitting on it for a bit. Satan going down early though. Great play by Catalyst. So
yeah,
peek in from the side.
Risk. And Mad's gonna get caught out going for the decloak on the little
This is the
cart
textbook
there.
steal that Flair was talking about. Again, Catalyst peeking in, kills Ronnie and forces the Uber.
Yeah, the Uber gets forced. DZ is going to use here, but they're just able to walk in. Here comes the battalions as well. It is a massacre in on B. Wall kiting for her life, and Satan's doing all that he can to protect her. Looks like that is going to work. Yeah, Wall is going to keep her life, but Catalyst and Johnny, the only one's going to be going down. Pretty much other than everyone else on AD dying there.
Taking Telly, he's getting caught.
Oh, yep, that Telly is
leaving the
not
Telly up
safe.
too.
Wish took it too. Rayman could have kept camping that, actually.
Heal Rayman.
Will he get Wish?
Dog saved him by the stickies. Dog is doing so much work here all the time.
Yeah, and another thing too is that even though those Ubers were pumped at the same time, because all of AD died, DZ sitting on a 40% Uber out overall who just didn't have anyone to heal.
Yep, and flank is still held by AN. No one's in yet, so AD trying to rotate to the C cliff once again, and hopefully try to get Shay a shot on Perrin or Fallen, who are playing the point.
I don't think they know they're all up there. DZ's sitting in a very vulnerable position. All it takes is Ronnie looking down, and he could find him.
Does he have the reaction time to force, though? Won't get dropped by a minigun.
Perrin definitely sees it, but there goes Rayman getting stabbed out by Mad. DZ's going to be forced back now, and that's just a very uncomfortable position to be in. Shay not there, thankfully, and Catalyst doing work on the side of this.
Dev peeked in and saw DZ from below the cliff.
There goes Catalyst into the pit.
Yeah, he got 2 though, so he cleared flank for his team, and they're going to look to move back into Wishbone now. Hopefully Tank Dog up, and he will manage to get that gun down from Exa. So that
Art's on rocket mode, going to take out Perrin's gun as well right there. I'm not sure where it was, but we may see some E-pressure starting to come out. Yeah. Uber's coming out right here, and the teams have swapped positions. It's going to be DZ having to run out through lobby, but Wish is hot on his tail. Not going to be able to take him, and they are going to take out Wish, but that's about it right here. So AD finally finding the break they've been looking for, but C is their focus, so they're not sure if they're going to be snowball this into an E-cap. 5 players spawning on AN in only another 5 seconds.
Yep. Catalyst and Perrin already holding that heaven area right now. Dev not going to jump up quite yet, perhaps looking for some help. Gun's going to blast Wish back, so won't be able to help until he gets healed. And that gun's level 2 now, so Exa has a level 1 in Wishbone. We'll have to see where AD want to rotate, try to take this if they want to just go Wishbone again.
Ronnie in death, though, and Wall's going to be forced back. She's only at 3 or 4 health. Catalyst chasing her. She disregards the pack. That could come back to bite her if he keeps going. There they go. She's running down into drop down. Can the revolver shots do not hit, and Catalyst will actually he takes out Wish, just flicks around to him, 2 rockets him, so Wall pulls off the great escape, but baits Wish into dying, and no! Micah chased her down and got the butter knife anyway! The escape does not happen, tragedy strikes, and AD, after capping C in 6 minutes, is losing all momentum going into
They got
E.
a gun slap on the gun though, so Pren's gonna get caught in heaven, does get the pack and lives! What a clutch play by Pren and Poseidon there, save their engineer. That said, Wish comes in and cleans up both of them, will get traded by Fallen for a great headshot. AN are coming in from the lobby side, trying to control the area. Arts and the gun gonna go down, so a lot of space lost for the side of AD. Now AN can rotate freely, pick off the Pyro when they want. It's a decent hold right now. Oh my god, Dev got Goomba stomped by the wall.
Oh, there goes Dog into the pit, man! The Uber is going to be not as good as it could have been. Johnny has to take this now, and he's going to get his own kills.
Wall.
He's on Wall. Oh, going to go down to the minigun before he can finish off
Micah
Wall.
got Shay and Arts though, so no demo, no sniper means AN have a lot of space to walk in. They have people contesting from the front, but it is the big tanky class on point. Ronnie, Dev, and the Pyro right now. Johnny Satan gonna get a lot of space on last here. It's only about a third capped, but AN have to get ready to regroup and contest.
Yeah, they will have spawns. A bunch of people all came up, and Ronnie is in heaven, though, so that E-spawn is not going to be safe. But, I mean, it is worth noting that 6 minutes is faster, you know,
Arts
than
alone.
any time here. Yeah, he is going to go down, but not before a bunch of AN goes down as well. DZ forced out onto A right here. He's going up into the window to go kill Shay. Pan out, 1 pan, 2. Shay is down. DZ kills the
point
sniper.
saved. It's still close.
But there comes the Uber, and there goes... Satan just goes right into the pit. He just jumped in there, but I don't think it's going to matter as ultimately, yeah, nothing else to do.
8 minutes, again.
I don't know what the plan was there. DZ had a heads-up plan taking out Shay, knowing that no, he didn't have anyone else there, but 8 minutes on Steel for the, you know, for the third half. If AN's not able to cap this, then they will not have deserved to win this, so...
It's still a good time. It's above, it's better than average, right?
This is the slowest time we've seen so far.
It is, but yeah, wasn't 8:45? No, it was about 8, right?
Oh, was it 8:45?
I feel like it was. I feel like it's close. It's definitely better than average for what we used to on Steel, but it's doable for both teams.
Oh yeah, I mean 8:45 is the longest we've seen on Steel. Vigil had a longer time, but
yeah, all right. Either way, it's still good. AN can definitely hold this, or definitely push this time rather, in that time allotted for them. We'll have to see if they fix a lot of their mistakes. Remember, last offense they had was pretty blazing. It was below 5 minutes. So if they can keep their offense mistake free, and if AD doesn't pull out some miracles, then it looks pretty good for AN coming in here.
All right, Flair, who's the X factor going to be in this half?
Michael Lele. You're gonna have to keep an eye on Michael Lele coming in, because if they just manage to get more picks on a wall and just manage to sap X's gun, make sure that flank is suppressed constantly, you might be able to see AN just walk right into E again, because it seems like that's their favorite strat so far. Just walk right in. Even if they don't fully commit, they're gonna be able to blast that open, force Holodosh to rotate off, and then they can come back in and try to take.
He knows where their combo's going. He's gonna be able to call early. He's doing a good job. He's spawning from the spawn window, so he's pretty safe. Going for Catalyst. We'll see him in the face. He gets the pain train down. Catalyst has pain train.
There we go. There we go. That's what we're looking for. But
he did give the information to his team to expect the AE push. So we're going to have to see how AD react to this. Looks like they're already leaving B.
Dev and Wish in lobby, and yeah, they are coming back in here. But Johnny's already waiting though. Gonna help try to be a little bit of a distraction. But Poseidon and Fallen both going down very quickly, and it looks like they're gonna be forced to back off.
Yep, their flank does go low, and Fallen
DZ was in spawn the entire time.
Back. Yeah, so I think they were just trying to beta rotate, but when you lose your sniper, that's not really that effective. You can't get him any space to try to make a pick anywhere, so it's going to be pretty standard. Pren gonna get shot in the foot.
Shooting a sticky, unlucky. Yeah, that gun's going to go down.
Not the gun, but it will go. She will go down there. We'll have to rebuild that gun as well if they want to make something happen with that. It looks like now AN are going to try to go in through the front door onto B. They have distraction onto the gun, and it will go down thanks to the...
Johnny came in from behind and got a force onto Wall, and Ronnie went down as well. This is a way better Uber for AN right here. Wall will escape. No, Micah, can he get the kill? All that it's going to take is one pistol shot. It will not able to go down. Actually defending his med with that rescue ranger, but frags being traded back and forth. There were tons of low health people on the side of AD, and it looks like they're going to be able to hold this off right here. DZ keeping his life, but no real ground to be had for AN.
Yeah, that said, they did get the gun off, and they did force AD to do passive hold. Now they can't really get forward quite yet. They're going to try to, looks like, with Shay watching that front entrance. If he can get a snipe here, it'd be pretty big. And he does find Fallen, but Micah trades it right back onto the soldier, so high ground is available.
And Rayman gonna go down too. Shay railing off these shots. Micah gonna go down now to the Wrangler, and that's a player
Shay's
at
unchecked
4
right now with
AD.
Fallen's dead. They can't walk up here.
Yeah, they're gonna have to back off. Although Poseidon very aggressive right here. Did manage to force him back to be playing with his team.
Make a lot of space.
Fluttering around point right here. Draws out Wish. Gets a good
he
lead
wins that
shot on
1v1,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, forces him back. Finally gonna get
Poseidon's
on
buying all
point
the
and
space
start
for his team.
capping
He needs
it.
people to help him.
Yeah, no one's moving up. Shay's not even really that much of a threat here. There they
There's
go. Uber comes out. Wall does have. Gonna be popped, but the gun goes down. Arts Ronnie up in the window. Gonna be a huge threat during this fight. There goes Endev. Gonna get air blasted back. Johnny with a huge air blast to save him.
Creeper's dead.
And getting in deep, but Mad able to finally echo what Mike has been doing. Dev gonna go down. Reflex air shot, but again, it looks like AD continuing to hold on to B.
Yeah, that said, Prince Mini gets 2 cleanup kills onto Dev and Exa, so there's a lot of room to move back in with these spawns. Their spawns are a bit faster. That said, the combo from AD is still up. They're doing a very passive hold right now. Looks like they're going to look to seed this eventually, because they're probably happy with their
kill Shay or force him out. I feel like to really get space. Ronnie and upper is going to be a huge threat too if they can't.
If Johnny's walking
lower.
close, it's fine. You can just air blast back.
Ooh, that is true. Yeah, Ronnie can't actually shoot directly below him from being up there, and there goes Dog getting the spam, and it looks like Peren's going to get on point.
As long
Ronnie
as AD
forced
get their
upper.
players out, then this has been a very successful B-hold for them. They took almost 4 minutes off the clock on just on this point.
Yeah, I mean, still, obviously, AN has the possibility to just go out and cap E. We've seen them do it in the 2 halves prior, but again, yeah, very solid B-hold out of them here. Almost 4 minutes.
Going down to Micah at the end there, so no Demo Man means Death Hallway is pretty safe. You just have to watch out for the sniper, no stickies.
Shay takes out
Speaking
Fallen.
of that sniper, he does headshot
He's gonna land a
Johnny as
headshot
well.
to Johnny too. Yeah, won't get the kill, but good aim out of him. We see Dog and DZ already waiting on
Wish
the
is
C-cliffs,
dead.
waiting to go in here.
If Catalyst can get up into heaven before the gun is built, it could help, because Wish is dead, but it looks like he will be forced back and needs to get that pack. Both spies trading on the other side.
And yeah, AM being very telegraphed about that cliff push right there. Poseidon going around for the really long flank all the way back into death. He's going to find Shay on the back of
And
C.
they know
That
the gun
should
is
be a
on
free
E, so
kill.
there's no gun to watch him.
Oh,
Forces out,
but
though.
Shay is scoped in on him, knows he's behind, and won't end up taking the shot. Uber's traded in Wishbone right here. Walls, the straggler
Micah.
here, really low. Can they find her? She's not dead yet. She's so hurt, backing up, but no one's going to be able to
Oh, Fallen!
Fallen takes her out up from Cliff. The alley-oop into the sniper, and there goes Peren coming in, gonna take out Wish. Ronnie and Low are not what she was expecting though, but Fallen all gets sniped out by Shay, still alive
I'll
as
drop onto Ronnie.
yeah, able to take him out, and but Shay finds kill number 7 right here. So AN really stalling here in Wishbone. They're so afraid of Shay.
Shay here, yeah, they can't push him. Finally, Johnny, a more mobile class on the heavy, gets up, forces him back, and this should be C captured, but a lot of time off the clock, only 3 minutes left.
Yeah, they should come in to get this. I want to see Rayman take the Kresnik spot.
Satan and Shay in Death Hallway.
Yeah, that's big. Not having a sniper is really going to help once they immediately likely rotate back into E. We may see the death push. Actually, they have a very big Uber ad, so...
I don't think they're going to death push because Catalyst left it, so yeah, it does get picked off there.
Yeah, although Mad is going to take out Fallen, Peren, and Catalyst all going down in short order, though.
Catalyst going down,
excuse me,
too,
those happened a while ago. AD still having spawns as Wish went down. Our kill feeds are a little bit longer, but... Oh, that's Poseidon almost getting knocked into the pit by the gun, which he didn't know was there. Uber gets popped into lobby right here. Ronnie's going to go down here, and that's going to be Arts, forced out through Cheese. Yeah.
They can go straight to point.
They can go right in, yeah. Wall is only at 60%. That's going to be Arts going down. And there's Dog jumping into spot to try to get Wall. She will barely escape in.
Shay's stuck here too. He's totally dead.
Oh, yeah, he does. I didn't even think he realized there's an entire team on D. They are going to cap D here, it looks like, as they're splitting time, actually. I really like this. Yeah, Rayman's forcing Dev out of Wishbone. Meanwhile, good play out of him. He should likely find that frag, but no, the backstab going to come in just in time.
What does they do with their spawns?
Heavy.
They're going to straight E before the gates close. Hopefully, they don't make it out though. They have to go through Wishbone.
They're going through Wishbone. Yeah, Mad and Wish are already in there, but
Satan has the flank though. If he could air blast people in the pit, this could be a winning play.
Oh no, he's not going to be able to find it though. He's going in from the straight angle. Dog needs to shoot him with something. They will both go down, but the Uber popped out of AD right here.
And they did kill
find
DZ Creeper as well.
Oh, this is going to come down to the wire. Reminder, as always, Steel is a 70-second minimum, 70-second maximum, 30-second minimum with ×5, so with only a minute and 15 left or so on the clock. AN are going to need to get back in onto E very quickly. Catalyst in behind, getting spam in from lobby, but may not be able to do too much.
Players here. They need to make one push at the same time. The teleporter is Wishbone, so that's where the main
Here
push
they
is going to
go.
be coming
They're
from.
all walking in. There goes Dev, bombing into Catalyst. Catalyst misses the jump. He's going to go into the pit. That is huge, as Dev now has heaven control.
Micah needs to get him, though.
Micah, yeah, we'll get him. Huge pick out of him. Dog needs to zone him out of lobby. Yeah, there's Dev going down, falling inside out. Shay rotated around into the A window.
Dog! He Joker marks!
Oh yeah, he got him down. There goes Spamfest. Shay's gonna take out Dog though in the A window. Can he find
Brandon,
anyone
turn around.
else there? He takes out Shay. This is gonna come down
This
to
is
the
it.
wire right here.
There's
If
only
they
three
can
up.
get Shay, they're gonna win this. He goes down. There's the rocket out of Catalyst, and it looks like that's gonna be it. A wipe out of AD, Wish, and Wall, not able to make it back in. That is gonna be Amacidi and Nova pulling off the 2-1 on Steel, 2-0 on Vigil to make it into the grand finals here, upsetting longtime RGL invite team Apollo Dodge in just an absolutely crazy game, and one that is not going to be forgotten anytime soon.
What a story in general that this Amaciti Nova team is. I think that it's been forever in Highland since the team has come in. Their first season of Invite, they struggled a lot. They barely made a 16 playoff in an 8-team division or something. And obviously they didn't go far in it. They won our hearts with their play, right? We're like, oh, these guys are upcoming players to watch. They did a lot better. They toughed it out in Invite, and they're looking to be good. Next season, grand finals. When's the last time?
Yeah, I mean, neither of these teams, both of these teams were created this season. I mean, I think it was almost a somewhat implicit thought that it was going to be AD versus Fred in the finals, but AN, I mean, really just coming up big. And coming into this, I was like, oh, if AN manages to win this, it's going to be Fallen going huge, and maybe Say wouldn't have done that. But honestly, I don't even think you can say that.
Yeah.
With how well Dog and Catalyst were playing constantly, it's insane. I mean, they're going to be making it into grands off of this, and that is reward in and of itself. But just crushing for AD too, you have to imagine. I mean, just felt like they really collapsed
favorites
right
all
in
season.
the end of the
They were at the top of Highlander when no one could contest them, and all of a sudden third place. That's underachieving for what this roster was expecting.
Just
obviously, there's always going to be that one asterisk. How much did River not being able to play really affect them in the end? And if they felt this hard to lose to teams that they were crushing the early season, we have to not overlook that.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing too is that how much of them, I mean, there's obviously circumstances surrounding River there, and let's say that if the ban reasons are legitimate, did AD deserve to be here in the first place is kind of the other side of that question. If them losing him causes, as you said, causes them to fall this much, if it was legitimate, what did that really say about the skill level of this team, I feel like?
And one of the big things that puts an even bigger asterisk by that, they've been getting railed by spies all postseason. Micah third fragged this game, Shotway went off on them last week, so maybe they're just not used to it. Maybe even if they just were used to River doing a lot of the spy checking work and they couldn't adapt to it in time for playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just the combo not being used to it, but for how experienced these players are, you can't be getting stabbed that often. I mean, it's concerning when you see, especially right on Vigil, right? You see Micah get Wall backing out of second, then he gets her another 2 times on last, and immediately
6 times alone on Vigil on a short payload map with 2 halves, right?
And immediately you're like, oh man, here comes again, right? And it just kind of continued. I mean, I don't think he was as dominant on Steel. We do have combined logs up on there. That is going to be
8 medic picks alone from Micah in the match.
Yeah,
on those
and
combined logs.
Not 8 on Steel, only 2 there. But I mean, medic picks on Steel arguably more important than on
Vigil because of how the snowball mechanisms work.
And the thing I want to call back to is what we talked about in the beginning. These maps were terrible by AD. I mean, I'm just going to say that objectively.
Yeah, we were talking about this
You mentioned
all the time.
that, before we went live, that it felt like they were looking past them and saying, these are the maps that we think that Fred 5 are going to pick us in finals, so
really
let's pick
felt
these.
Like they were picking for Fred
and
5.
How disrespectful is that? This is a team that, still came third. Even if you say, okay, we beat them in the regular season, clearly they're on an upswing, you're on a downswing. Pick maps that favor you. If you pick Koth maps here, I think AD makes it to grand finals here.
Yeah, AD is a perma-ban Steel team, for those who aren't aware, and they let Steel through, right? They banned Swiftwater for whatever reason, whether or not they just didn't want to play it or they weren't expecting to play it next week. Upward, even though we didn't get to Upward, they lost that map last season. Vigil is a staple for them, so I mean, as much as the first pick Vigil was a bit confusing, why didn't they play something like Product if it was available? Why didn't they take
why are you banning Swiftwater?
Yeah, it honestly felt like they disrespected AN and they were thoroughly punished.
Yeah, I mean, you even saw AN drop a half on Swiftwater to B&H, who I believe went 0-2 or 0-3 this season and then died. That match was wild. That brought probably an asterisk to it on its own, but you see that's one of their probably weaker maps out of all the stopwatches you could have picked. You have a team, you saw we see how well Wish did on Steel, right?
Yeah,
The
put
half
him
they
on
won, he
product
went
or put
16
him
to
on
5.
Asheville.
Put him on a map where he's not relegated to either cart duty or capping. Like, or you put him on Steel, which is, like Soldier Heaven with all the narrow hallways, and he still does this well. What if you're on a Koth map? Like, it's baffling. I don't know why.
One thing's for sure, AD are going to look back on this season and think what if about a lot of things, right? And they're still a good team. They're still one of the best that we have in Highlander, but it's clear that they were not the best coming into these playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, all the circumstances in mind, maybe we play Koth, maybe this is different, but we don't want to take anything away from AN through all of this. I mean, they played
They've
out of
risen
their
faster
minds,
than
and
any Highlander team has risen in years.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, coming into this season, I'll be honest, I didn't have much of an opinion on Dog, and I didn't think Catalyst was the best of players, but they are very quickly improving and completely, proving me wrong. I mean, again, you think of that Miracle Vigil defense in that last round, and then Catalyst, he's just really stalwart. The amount of times he was able to dislodge Dev out of heaven is something that's gonna be overlooked, but was absolutely vital to them winning this.
Keep in mind, when we look at that fight happen, I'm a lot of the time sitting over E watching it. He's in bad positions. He's in disadvantageous positions because of AD knowing what to do. They know what they have to do, and he wins them anyway. Or at worst, he trades. It seems that whatever situation you put Catalyst in, he will do something positive for your team.
That's not a statement I would have made in the beginning of this season, but I mean,
would AN Grand Finals be one?
Definitely not. I mean, if you came into the season and you said, okay, AD's not going to make Grand Finals, who's going to beat them? You'd probably say Squirtier, right?
Yeah, if we came in looking at the very start, Squirtier was one of the teams that we thought looked strongest on paper. Very clearly proven that that was not the case. or AN rather, were a team to show us that.
I mean,
But either way, season on its head. We have grand finals no one expected, and we have some second-year invite players looking to make their shot at the crown.
Some of them freshmen, honestly, I think. I'm not sure exactly how, because I know there was a bigger invite last season. So I know Catalyst has played an invite. I believe Micah was actually back up on AD last season, I want to say. But yeah, definitely people who have not had nearly as much experience in invite really just coming up big. And I mean, I think, is this the biggest upset we've seen in Highlander?
It'd be up there. We'd have to go back. We'd have to go way
in
back.
terms of like placement, I mean, maybe you could argue when Blue 99 and the Flow beat Fast Forward, but that was like only to get into playoffs, you know what I mean? And they didn't even win the next week. This is to get them into grands.
We'll have to see. We'd have to look back on that.
But it's definitely contesting that though, and I mean, man, Grand Finals next week, that's going to be a good game because I feel like now you have both of these teams are surging, right? I mean, both of these teams were not even able to take a round off of AD in the regular season. Come out, I mean, AD drops one round. I don't think Fred dropped any. I don't think. Oh no, was it 2-1 and upward last week? It was.
Yeah,
right?
It was. It won all three.
Both teams had had a sweep and a 2-1 on a stopwatch. So
yeah,
I mean, if we go for the old transitive property and that they each did the same against AD, you'd figure that they're both as good. I still think Fred 5's going to have the advantage coming into this, especially because I think if Fred 5 picks Koth maps, AEN is not going to have a good time. We saw how well they played, Thanos Chubbs running it on ramp and snapping Ronnie J, but who knows how the picks could go. If there's a stopwatch map, that's gonna be the match to watch, I think.
The pick ban is gonna be super interesting because, like we said, we feel like they picked for Fred 5 in this match, right? We feel like they picked to practice the maps that they wanted to play against them later on. And if those maps are similar for AN, right? Because obviously they're gonna maybe want to look to steal again. With how Vigil went, if Fred 5 don't look to be a Vigil team, which they really don't, you might want to try that one. You might want to take AD's map pool here that they crafted for you.
And I mean, again, I think what's interesting too is that we saw Vigil being played. Fred 5 played AN on Vigil back, I think, in week 5, and that was where we saw AN almost take one round, but that was where DZ Creeper dropped on last when the cart was like a half of an inch away. And then, that could have been around there, but we still saw Fred 5 better, and I think AN's a better team than they are now, but so is Fred 5, right? So lots of things to consider, but we've kind of run this on a little bit. So I do want to throw it to Flair real quick and just, I guess, ask you what
Yeah.
what did you see from AN particularly that we should be watching for next week?
Considering they'll be going up against Fred 5, you just really want to be focusing on the X factors of the team. Neither team particularly known for high coordination plays, neither team known particularly for great strategical thinking. So you're going to be want to be seeing which team can maybe edge that out in that factor. But then mostly you're going to be want to look at Dog versus Exile, the two big fat demo man picks coming against each other. Catalyst versus I believe it's going to be Rain on Soldier again, right? If they're going to be putting that their roster from last week again, it's going to be those big X factors coming in again, and we're going to have to see how I'm not certain which Poseidon can stack up so well against Pablo, but then even then, just with the performance that Dog and Catalyst had this game, this whole match, it was just unbelievable. They had some incredible clutch decision making. Just it cannot be understated how great some of their decision making was when it came down to when they had to, they made the plays. And with that, they could absolutely take this win away from Fed 5 and even just become unbelievable. The first season in Invite as a team, instantly grand finals. It's unheard of. So gosh, I wish I could say more about that. It's one of those things you never saw coming, you never prepared for, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You're right. There's a lot of matchups next week that are gonna be like, we have to look at that we wouldn't expect to. Things like Dog versus Exile, Rain versus Catalyst. We have, Lenny versus Fallen. A lot of names that we would expect and a lot that we wouldn't. So I mean, based on these teams' trajectory in postseason, it's definitely gonna be very interesting. And like you said, the teams might not be known for the most strategical sense. In which case, I feel like AN does have an advantage in there because we mentioned this that we do have differing views on how AN plays the game. It feels like when I watch AN, even if they don't always make the correct macro play, they'll always make the play, right? And obviously, better everyone make the wrong play than half the people make the right play, right? So if they can bring that, and that's like also under the veil of coordination, where it really isn't, but at the same time it is. You called them an instinct team earlier, and I would liken it to that. Fred 5, I feel like they play in a lot of the similar way. The difference is Fred 5 came together largely as a pug team, and they've just gotten better over the season to cover their weaknesses. So I think it's gonna be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I definitely kind of see coordination versus instinct as two different things. You might kind of see them under the same umbrella, but clutch potential basically is what it comes down to in a lot of these players. While they might not be great at listening to comms, making the right decisions based on the overall flow of the game, you put them in a situation where they see things happening in real time. Split seconds matter. They know what they're doing. I think that's a whole different class of decision making. Those people, everyone here in M City, it looks like they have it down to a T. Dog, Catalyst, Micah. Fallen ringing for them as well. We didn't get to talk about Fallen much either because it's, a lot of the big shiny flashy plays were just going to everyone else. Micah, Dog, Catalyst in particular. I think we're going to be repeating those names quite often now. But you see Fallen getting into these positions, just holding down angles. He didn't get many frags, but it just seemed like he knew where he's supposed to go, what to do. And even though he didn't manage to get all those big flashy plays the same way others did, it's just a team that knows what to do given the right circumstances.
Yep. Quiet consistency is a virtue among a class like Sniper. If you're always hitting the picks when you need them, it'll do your team well. And we can't forget the most hype matchup in Grand Finals, the one that everyone saw coming. We have Thanos Chubbs versus Raymond 5000.
Yeah. Rayman 5000 gonna need to rely on the other 4,999 Rayman that he killed in 8 in order to claim his position as AN's main heavy to deal with that, because that's gonna be one matchup for the ages here. But there's just so much to look forward to. But we've been running this post game on for quite some time, so I think we're gonna wrap this here. So I'll open the floor up to Zag and Flair for closing thoughts from you guys.
Overall, disappointing end for the season for AD. They're not going to be satisfied with this. They're going to likely grind, likely maybe replace a couple positions that they'll have a bit more time to look for, and they will be back next season. And hopefully, it goes a bit better for them in the end. No unexpected developments happen that could harm them like they were harmed this season as a team. Either way, the grand finalists definitely super deserving. They're definitely the best two teams we have right now.
Definitely. And yeah, Flair?
Yeah, I just definitely not a course of action any of us saw. I'm looking forward. Maybe this is something a little different from you guys. I know everyone's looking forward to the grand finals. I want to see what happens post season. Like after all this whole season's over, the roster shuffles are going to be insane. So I'm looking at just a little further ahead. I don't think Amity is actually going to be living. But then we're gonna. I hear Arts Hispania is actually going LFT Pyro, no longer staying on demo and
Oh
apologize. So there's
no.
gonna be some interesting things going on after the season, especially with the way
Candy Raymond
it seems.
5000.
Yeah, especially with the way it's crashed and burned for Apolodosh. So, hype grand finals next week. Absolutely, come by twitch.tv/RGLGG, exactly where you are right now. Come back next week. But there's going to be some big changes coming next season too. So, lots to look forward to.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll just wrap things up by saying again, another congrats to AN. I mean, I feel like so many players and so many teams. If you've listened to me cast, you've heard me say this a million times. So many teams and so many players are just, oh, I don't want to move up. We could have a losing season. We could. What if we don't win? What if we have a negative record?
Yeah, we'll die
maybe
if we
you
go
do,
2-6.
and maybe you improve, or maybe you do what AN does and shock everyone and make it into grand finals out of nowhere because
become one of the legends of the game. Raymond 5000.
I mean, you had the courage to step up and say, "All right, let's take on these these bad boys." And I mean, I guess the fact that K&D died, I think, really opened up the season for a lot of people. But I mean, even so, I don't think you can understate just how well AN's been playing and how great it is to see such fresh blood in the grand finals. So, I think that's gonna do it from us for tonight. So, congrats to AN, and from Zag, Flair, Dolphin, and the rest of RGL, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for grand finals.
Mannco.store, the no-nonsense cash market for